Hello, good evening. Welcome to our fun little stream that we like to call Loot, Die, Repeat, where the schmucks, that's us, sit around, roll dice, do a lot of laughing at each other, and some collaborative storytelling that we like to call Dungeons and Dragons. And I've been running around all day, so you can tell I'm a little bit out of breath and mentally and emotionally drained. But the show, as they say, must go on. We appreciate you being here, and we are going to be showing that appreciation through some giveaways. And you can see those giveaways, which, darn it, I forgot to make rotate again behind me. I'm going to do that in a little bit. And we are going to give away a set of dice. There's a green and a yellow set there. And, well, one of those sets, if we get 10 new subscriptions, we will give away the second set. Alternatively, instead of a set of dice, you can instead opt for a $5 gift card to DM's Guild, which has some amazing resources for playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, stick around throughout the show. We will be giving those away. And we are 80 new subscribers away from that water dragon. And so you can, every new sub that we receive goes towards that water dragon collectively through all of the games that we play. And when we hit that number, we will give that dragon away. You can, of course, affect the game through the cheering of bits. And you can type into the chat right now, !rewards, and see all of the different ways that those bits can be cheered and the different effects that they have, from advantages and disadvantages to spell slots and temporary hit points, and even some class features that can be resupplied to the party. So do that, interact with us, tell us what you think, make fun of us, laugh with us and at us. We're good with it. And we love to interact with you in the chat. We also would invite you to join us on Discord, where we have a fun, ongoing community conversation about all kinds of different things. And it is a wonderful place to engage and catch up throughout the week as we await the time between, and then ultimately as we play our games together. So please join us there, and you can see the link to see that in the Discord in the chat now. All right, well, we have two of our players are en route, but we're going to get started here.
And they die.
And they die. With a little recap before we jump in. Yes, that's right.
Seems like new soul. Okay.
New character. So our party, known as the R.A.T.S, those who rage against the storm, have been making their way through the cinder wastes within the confluence of planes, of elemental planes. A place where the elemental planes of earth, wind, and fire collide in a triangular mess of elemental power and manifestation. They have been heading south towards the oasis of Mukfat the Blind, a place that is purported to hold a shard or a moat of shadow, something they have been told is necessary to stop the shadow demons that are assaulting the city of brass, the ancient eternal city that resides and oversees this confluence of planes. And so, having gone through several different events, several different random occurrences on their way as they have traveled, the party last session encountered a patrol of 3 fire genies known as Afridi or Afrit that questioned them and made them aware of some of the further developments within the city of Brass. It seems that the city has devolved a little bit into some chaotic factions that are seeking to take advantage of this shadowy assault to gather power for themselves and perhaps challenge the rule of the immortal Sultan, who has been reigning over the Eternal City for millennia. At the same time, there seem to be factions gathering strength even outside the walls of the city that they were told to go and kill the general of if they wanted to earn the praise and the recognition of the Sultan.
I guess we can pencil that in.
But having a writ of passage that was seemingly and begrudgingly accepted from Greer, the wizard who they helped previously in the Cinder Wastes, this patrol of Ifriti seemed to let them go on their way. As they continued, they encountered a evil, draconic presence of these wastes, a dragon that seemed to writhe with shadow and psionic energy that they were able to fend off, though not slay. Yet two of the party, after several of them were frozen and paralyzed with the fear that coursed through them, two of the party seemed to have something extracted from them through this plunging tail of this dragon. Ray and Hasheen. Ray, our adolescent storm giant barbarian, and Hasheen, our confused half-elf, half-drow warlock slash sorcerer slash paladin. Who knows what he thinks he is today.
What the warlock? Warlocks are evil. Really important.
As the shadowy powers of the nightmare dragon left them shaken. As the party bedded down for the night, both Ray and Hasheen seemed to have some terrible dreams that racked them. And so as we open up our show for this evening, Ray, please tell us of the horrible torments that wrought you through your rest.
Ray's, as she's laying down to sleep, as soon as she closes her eyes, it feels like her soul is just being lifted and transported up in this black swirl of just ethereal mist, and she finds herself somewhere she knows. The court of where the storm giants are, and these ethereal, shadowy figures step more into focus of her eyes, and it's the council of elders of her storm giant, and they all sit, and she's in the middle, and they call out, the leader calls out in a booming voice, "Ray Esmeralda, you have failed your mission, and as a result, you are a disgrace to our kind. You are a disgrace to Anam, and you are a disgrace to your family, and therefore we declare you are cast out." And as the shadowy mists kind of fall back into form, it looks like she's back in her family home, and she sees her parents step forth, and they look at her in the eyes, and they say, "We don't have a daughter." And they take the hammer and the spear from her, and they turn her back, and she sees her parents walking away, dissolving into this fiery mist. And then she's once again transported, and her soul is lifted up a little bit higher on this high mountaintop, higher than even her home lives. And all she sees are her knees and this ginormous figure of someone so massive she couldn't even, and so amazing she couldn't even describe. And she feels a burning sear as she looks at her skin, and any twinge of purple that was in her skin dissolves into this ugly, sickly white, and the knees she sees kicks her, and she falls down off of the mountain, and she's just falling, and falling, and she slams into the ocean, and the ocean kind of like encapsulates her, and she sees her storm giant ancestors in the ocean below, and the ocean itself seems to like swirl around her and spit her back out of the ocean like they don't even want her, and she lands in the middle of the desert. Nothing around. She sees the storm far off in the distance, and she hears a voice. Well, dearie. That's supposed to be low real. I can't do accents.
Oh, dearie.
Oh, dearie. It seems like you are really nothing. Oh, I can't wait to have some more fun with you. As Ray just falls to the ground screaming, No! Oh, dearie, wouldn't you like some power right about now? As she's just starts running with all of her might, thinking in her head, they'll accept me if I just stop the storm. They'll accept me if I just stop the storm. And the ethereal mist surrounds her again, and she stands in the middle of the storm, and she's fighting for her life, and she sees her comrades fall one after the other, but all of them look at her and go, you didn't save us. You couldn't save us. You're too weak. And she hears Loreal's voice once again. Oh, dearie, wouldn't you like some more power now? And that's when she wakes up. That was awesome!
I'm gonna need some.
That sucks.
But good job, Molly.
As you are rested awake, the jolt of shame and embarrassment still coursing through your psyche, the adrenaline jolting you awake. The voice of L'Oreal continues to speak. Oh, Ray, are you sure you don't want that power now?
Ray bolts upright, and her ears are like, she covers her hands with her ears as she almost like rocks back and forth. This is not real. This is not real. This is not real.
Oh, I can assure you, I'm real, honey. I'm right here.
No! And she'll stand up and just swing kind of in the air.
And you swing in the air, and it's about that time that you realize that none of your friends are around you.
She immediately looks at her skin first.
It's white.
Am I in a desert?
You are.
Anything around or no?
Nothing.
Oh, shit.
This is not happening. This is not happening.
You hear another voice. Yes, Ray, it is happening. And it's because you couldn't save me. I asked you to save me, and you didn't. And now I'm doomed. And all of our friends are doomed. And the world is doomed because of you.
I can't fail!
You have.
But
You
I
have.
can't! I will not fail! I will, even if I fail, I'll keep fighting!
Failed. You have failed.
I have not
You
failed.
have
I have
failed.
not failed!
The voice continues. It's joined by, oh dearie, you failed. Failed. You have failed. You failed.
Enough is my
Failed.
strength! I will not fear!
Hugo. You are awakened by the elbow of Ray jamming into the small of your back.
Oh, child!
You see her writhing in her cot, which is quite a large cot, quite a large bedroll that she carries.
Still a sleeping bag.
And there's a look of pain and anguish in her face, and her mouth is open as if she's screaming, and her lips are moving as if she's talking, though no sound comes forth.
The Ray, wake up. Ray.
In the midst of all of those voices, repeating over and over that you failed, another breaks through. Hugo. Perhaps the least likely voice.
Hugo, your cleric.
My best friend. I wanna... Hugo? Where are you?
You hear,
Get me out!
you hear her say, Hugo, where are you? In a low whisper.
Ray, child, I am here. I believe you are dreaming. It's whatever you are encountered. It's not real. I am standing right beside you in the real world. Whatever it is, it's not true. Come back to us, child.
It feels so real! I don't know my way back!
Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Crit! My consistency!
It's that deep southern drawl. You know?
It's just so. I want to follow it
You-
everywhere.
You hear her scream out,
Dang,
I
I don't know how to get
I
back.
don't know how to get back, and it comes through in a whisper but clearly. How do you direct her back?
Well, Ray, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what you're feeling. But all I can tell you is listen to my voice. Come back to us. Focus on the words that you hear me saying. Ignore whatever else is around you. Focus on me.
Right. The power of thought. Ollie taught me this. This isn't real. Hugo, where are you? This isn't real.
You're
As you close your eyes, you're able to silence the voices of L'Oreal and Marishka berating you.
Dude, she sucks.
You close your eyes and you focus. When you open them again, the desert is gone, and there's a blur in the final hours of darkness. Your eyes adjust, and you can make out the concerned face of Hugo leaning over you, saying, "Concentrate on my voice."
I think I see you. I'll keep concentrating.
We're here, child. You're friends. We are right here.
You hear him speaking to you directly, and
You won't leave me?
you are aware now that you're back in the Cinder Wastes, and Hugo is there with you.
We're still here. We haven't left you.
Hugo! She kind of grabs his arm and she'll cry a little bit, and then she'll kind of turn to the side and vomit.
It's quite the grip.
Oh, Ray throws up? Dang.
Yeah, this was intense. Aww.
Because
What's worse than, in her mind, this was worse than death.
because
Yeah.
of your natural 20, you can roll the next wisdom save with advantage.
17.
You do not take a. You are able to get the effects of the long rest,
Oh, dear.
even though you were racked with this nightmare. And you and Hugo are awake. In the distance, Vex kind of sits and has his head cocked, listening, but not interrupting. Cacophony and Celine are seemingly kind of rustling awake, though they're not aware of what's going on. Cacophony, you kind of hear and are kind of rustled out of your sleep to the sound of like retching as you kind of are aware that someone just threw up. Celine, you likewise hear someone puking, and Hugo saying it's gonna be okay.
What's going on? What's going on? Is everyone alright?
Well,
What's happening?
I don't know what was affecting Ray, but
Right, what's going on?
I believe
Stand
she's
up
all
and
right now.
Walk over
But
to her. Hey, what's up? Hey! Oh, hey, honey, come here, it's alright.
And she just hugs Mariska like really tight. And she's not crying anymore, but she's she's like visibly shaking.
Hey, it's alright, Patty.
somebody in our group
giant
knows
bag.
calm emotions, right?
Yeah, I had magical Dayquil or NyQuil on me last session. We're just gonna pass the Xanax around the rest of the party. Hey, why are you crying? What's wrong? Do you have a fever?
It was the worst dream. It felt so real. I failed. I'm not a failure, right?
Where did she get stabbed by the stinger?
I think it was like in her side.
Can I check the wound? Okay, can you just roll up your shirt a little bit? It's alright. Okay, I just want to make sure it's not a lingering poison or anything that might be making your
Terrifying.
dreams really terrifying. I know.
Roll a
got-
medicine check.
I got kicked out by the elders, and then my parents kicked me out, and then Anam kicked me out, and then the ocean itself kicked me out.
18.
18.
And then I failed.
That definitely sounds like a nightmare, because that would never happen in real life. You know, our dreams often prey on our insecurities like that.
Your bedside manner is impeccable as you look at the wound. It clearly has left a mark of almost like an injection. While there are no such things as needles and shots in the Forgotten Realms,
Speak for yourself, doctor.
it would be similar to that, kind of a bullseye
Like a
shape.
spider bite almost.
Yes, with the skin raised. Except instead of it being kind of red and agitated or pussy as if there's an infection, there's a very slight kind of ooze of wispy shadow.
Alright. Do the light cantrip, do her eyes dilate
They do.
and follow it?
She is
Sure.
able to follow.
Alright, well, looks like whatever that thing struck you with had some sort of residue effect. Do I get the sense that casting either a healing spell or something with radiant would essentially cauterize the wound and dispel the shadow?
With an 18, it could have an effect, but you're not certain.
I don't want to ever sleep again.
Well, what do you think is affecting her? Is it?
Well, whatever that thing was that we fought, that dragon, in the middle of combat, I thought I was in my deepest, worst fears. I thought I was there. And I think whatever stuck you might have given you a greater dose of that sort of venom that caused that.
Do you think it's a poison, or is
Likely
it more
some
of the
wound.
arcane?
Is it gonna
Would Hugo get
happen
any
again?
sense of this being more like any type of arcane?
Can you take a look? Maybe you're studying.
Meaning, like Hugo wants to cast dispel magic on her,
Yeah.
on the wound specifically.
Okay. Well, first roll an Arcana check.
Bless. Your
I'll be-
guidance.
I'll be generous to give you a chance to conserve your resources.
So kind, you.
24.
As you look at it, there is absolutely some sort of non-biological effect that has taken hold, but you don't get the sense of necromancy,
Okay.
the school that you would expect to cause such a wound. You get the sense that this nice shot.
Thanks.
that this is something more divinely driven than arcane. And while the weave is made up of both divine and strictly arcane influences,
It's supposed to be color
And-
changing confetti.
dispelling magic
When it's
can
cold, it turns
affect
colors.
divine influences. You get the sense that this is more akin to a curse than a magical effect. So I think with that knowledge, you would probably not cast the
Yep.
spell magic spell.
Is that the same sort of reasoning? Because technically I have in my satchel of ingredients for my potion a flask of holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like if I tried to cleanse the wound with that, I might see?
You again with
Yeah,
an
I'm gonna try.
18, it's worth a try.
Yeah. All right. Take out the flask. How much is in the flask?
It would probably take up the full flask to
To cleanse it.
cleanse it, to try to cleanse it completely.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Rip off some cloth. I'm gonna
How
soak
much cloth do you have left?
a lot, apparently. That's why
She
my
just
art,
has
her dress
layers.
is tattered and
Layers
bloodstained.
of layers.
I
Like
did.
20
I
layers
drew
of her
myself with
petticoat.
layers on purpose, ladies. Field bandage wounds. Gonna pour some on that then, and then lay the bandage on her wound and begin to almost blot as if trying to remove the shadow through that way.
Okay. Please roll a medicine or religion check.
Since clerics don't get religion bonuses, I guess we'll do medicine. Do we ever have to sleep again?
Well, if
you
you
may
want to
not
be
want to
strong-
sleep for a while,
I have
honestly.
this one friend,
Do I have any advantages?
and he had a magic brew that gave me so much energy. And if only I had that, maybe I would never need to sleep again. That would be good.
I don't think I have advantages. Okay.
I think you'll be okay. I don't
You think so?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You don't think I'm gonna be
16.
failing?
Well, you haven't
16?
we haven't failed yet. You haven't failed yet cuz I think we'd be dead, and I'm pretty
Oh
sure
no,
we're not dead
Artie's
yet.
Dead,
Well,
so
I
kinda
understand
failed.
wanting to sleep again after a nightmare like that, but
It was more than a nightmare. It felt like
I know.
the future.
I know.
Celine, as you continue to tend to Ray's wound. Hello, Steve. Welcome. Glad you could arrive. You get the sense that while the wound is now dressed and cleansed from the typical sorts of infections that might set in, this shadowy presence has some sort of anchor in, again, a non-biological way into her psyche, her very soul, perhaps. And it would require some deeper form of ritual cleansing that, quite frankly, you don't even know if you're capable of yet.
Oh boy.
And you get the sense that it could continue to afflict her, depending on how she prepares herself for sleep. Before you continue, Hasheen,
Oh no.
What's up?
you too, as sleep takes you, are accosted by a horrible, nightmarish vision.
Can I have?
Please describe to us the nightmare that you experience.
So, Isheen tends to hate sleep, which is why he short rests so much. Because he tends to have a pretty bad dream to begin with. But it's the same where he sees the image of his mom and dad in front of him, and he's walking behind. But this time it's a little bit different. Usually he has the perception as if he's a little 5-year-old kid watching his parents lovingly walk hand in hand in front of him. But this time he's looking down on them, kind of like he's an adult or larger than that. And it follows the same tropes that he usually has, where the shadows come out and first dad disappears, then mom disappears, but they disappear a little bit different this time. The shadows come out and circle all around his parents, except this time they rush him. But they don't accost him. Hashin sees his bow come out into his hand, and one of the shadow spirits helps him aim at his dad's temple.
Ooh.
Then one of the other shadow spirits draws back the bowstring, and with perfect aim, he looses an arrow right into his dad's temple, and his dad drops. And then his mother turns around with sheer terror on her face, noticing that it is in fact her son, and her son slowly, like Jason or Freddy Krueger, slowly walks forward as mom tries to run away and gets held by 2 different shadow spirits. Son gets up on her, and out of his left hand a dagger appears, and he stabs his mother, and she falls to the ground and disappears at his feet, leaving a ring which he puts on, and all of the spirits rush into the ring, and he wakes up.
You don't wake up.
He does not wake up.
You just came up one level in Inception.
The spirits rush into your ring, and the surrounding changes.
Okay.
You find yourself back in the dark, shadowy cave of Shar. And there, hovering before you, is the shrouded, faceless, shadowy visage of the Dark Mother. She says nothing to you, but leans in, and you swear if a faceless shadow could smile, that's exactly what she's doing. How do you respond?
Okay. Back up. My motivation for this, would it be as Hashin or as Hashin who just killed his parents? Trying to get into character.
I mean, you just killed your parents. It felt real.
Yep.
It was something that you both hated, but also felt compelled to do.
I think Hashin, feeling conflicted internally, would fall to his knees as she leans in and drop his head and start to twist the ring around his right pointer finger.
You feel something brush upon the top of your head. You hear a voice. Gentle. There. It's okay. Everything will be all right. Just trust me.
So he would pick up his head, tears kind of streaming down his face. He'd have a pursed lip, a determination kind of on his face, and he would just look at where he thinks the eye sockets would be of this faceless creature, and he would just...
As you look up, there's nothing in front of you.
Awesome. He'd
And
look
then
around.
you realize that she's behind you,
Oh boy.
kind of petting the top of your head.
Oh, boy.
As you turn to look at her, there's nothing there.
Okay.
As you turn back, her face is right in front of yours.
I think he would steal himself from that jump scare. And he would wipe the tears from his eyes.
You try to wipe them from your eyes, but your hands don't move.
Okay. He really wants to wipe the tears, so he wills the tears back into his eyes.
Get back in there, dear.
Isn't that a SpongeBob?
I think it is. Cloudy with a chance of evil.
Is that what
That's
that is?
is that what that is?
And he would look at her face and he would nod like in agreement, even though it pains him to do so.
Okay. As you are all tending to Ray, it slowly dawns on Hugo, Celine, and Cacophony that Hashin has not woken. And Cacophony, you glance over at him, and he seems like he is laying fixed in place as if he's in a almost like a straitjacket. His arms are clenched, his hands are clenched tight, and his arms straining at his side as he lays there, and his head is tilted back, and there are tears streaming down his eyes.
Celine,
It's all right.
I think we got another one. Hashin doesn't. Looks
read
like
it.
maybe he's suffering.
Stay there. Don't move. What's wrong? Who is it? Oh, boy. Okay.
I'm gonna like kick him with my foot, like just to wiggle him a
Yeah,
little bit to
Celine
see if
goes in
something.
to gently wake him up and kick him in the
I love
face.
his tears.
What? Okay. Cacophony, gentle. Hashin. Hashin.
The face is in front of you as you begin to slowly nod. The entire space that you're in seems to shake. And you kind of stop your nod. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I was acting here. Did I just agree to curse myself again?
Mr. Oh, I can find the soundbite of you saying to me, "You made a cursed character." Well, guess what, bud? Full circle.
I did last time too. This
I
time
know.
I didn't want to.
We're not that great at
What is it, wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay at wisdom.
every time you say
Does anyone want to give me advantage?
this.
I really don't want to play a cursed character.
Do you guys, how many advantages do you have?
Cacophony's got 73.
No, I think you have, what, 4 left, Cacophony?
I have 4,
Okay.
Jake.
and I
Darling
can't give
uses
you
portent.
exceptional
Oh, no.
wit, right? That doesn't
Darling,
do
yeah.
anything for this.
Ray, how many do you have?
Can I please have one?
Badger is offering.
Yeah, I'm
Badger
gonna
is
give.
offering an advantage. Badger, are there strings?
His answer was confusing, but I think yes.
As
So-
in no strings?
As in strings.
So you're talking about for what he offered to you, Ray.
Yes.
Okay, Badger just offered another advantage to
He has no
Hashin
strings for Hashin.
Gotcha.
for no strings. Okay, you have an advantage. Thank
No
you,
strings.
Badger.
Needed it because I rolled
No
a 1.
strings.
Full
on ropes. No
Full
strings.
on-
Yeah.
Chains.
Celine, do you have any advantages?
Shackles.
Helgi, do you?
I don't recall.
Vex, do you have any advantages?
Nope.
Hugo,
No.
do you have any advantages? All right, so
Oh, no strings for both.
Oh, for both.
Wow.
okay, so Ray, you have 1.
have
Celine,
1.
you have 4.
Yes!
I'm sorry, Cacophony,
said
Cacophony, you have 4.
I have 4.
And
I just used mine because I rolled a 1 the first time.
okay, and
Which I feel like would have been really bad.
that would have been really bad. Continue.
24.
24 is a significant swing. You hear a new voice in the midst of the oddly soothing lull of this shadowy presence.
Oh, that's creepy.
It is the voice of Celine breaking through, urging you to wake. Celine, you may continue.
Machine, it's Celine, can you hear me? Whatever you're dreaming right now must be the worst nightmare you've ever had. I promise you it's not real. Listen to me. Wake up now. Lazy bones. Why are you always tired anyway? You know what? We need to have a talk about this when you wake up because you're
Sleep
always having
apnea.
nightmares. And I'm starting to get a little worried about that. So you and I are going to talk about this when you wake up at some point.
You hear whispered one word. Apnea.
It's fatal. We gotta put him out. Do I actually?
Yeah, that's what you hear.
Start laughing. How is it that when you're in the worst nightmare, you're still so damned funny all the time? Wake up. Come on. Start flicking his head.
The image of the shadowy figure fades into the larger blackness, which then the cave itself melts away. And your eyes flutter open and resolve in the fleeing darkness of the morning. You see Celine's smiling face above you, and you feel your arms release, and you're able to move your hands and get the blood flowing back into your fingers, which are numb with the strain of your clenched
There you go.
fists.
There you go. Here,
And I see I have
unfold your hands.
a bird-sized claw to my face.
It
I
was
didn't
more of a
scratch you. I just kind
it
of
was
like
more of a nudge, to the
nudge.
side.
Yeah.
She is undoing your
I taste
clenched
bird
fists.
seed.
There you go. Relax. Can
Thank
you
you.
move your feet?
He wiggles his toes.
Alright. Move your arms. There you go. You're back.
I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You made it over 20, so this one has advantage.
24 again.
Nice.
You gain the effects of a long rest.
Ooh.
That would have been brutal.
Oh no. Is this gonna be every time?
You don't know.
Oh no!
We gonna have to short rest a lot, guys. Just let you know.
Siesta!
Oh boy.
Hey, are you back?
Yes.
Let me guess, you've had an excruciating nightmare.
It was, the first half was no fun, and then the second half was less fun than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's like every new thing, it gets worse and worse, huh?
yeah, it was no good.
I'll help him sit up. Ray had the same thing.
He's-
You both got stabbed by the tail of that.
I remember, it freaking hurt.
So then,
Hashin kind of points to like his back right shoulder
actually
blade.
got, like, flexing.
swollen bite.
He's like flexing back. Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Somewhere over there.
That
And you pull back kind of from his collar of his shirt, and his kind of dark gray charcoaly skin and a similar wound pulsates with that shadowy
Can you pop it?
ooze.
Like, get the pus
Dr.
out?
Pimple Popper,
Yeah.
first edition.
Maybe that's it.
Divine Pop!
I'm not looking.
That doesn't look good. Vexel, are you awake?
Yes?
Do you have anything on you for poison? Or for curses?
About for bad dreams.
That too. I prefer mint tea, but we don't have any.
Well, I could take away poisoning, but not a curse. How do we know he's cursed or poisoned? Could he just have some mental instabilities his body's working out during the night?
Well, I mean, that's for sure, but
I mean, yes, but no.
Yes, but actually, the effects that they're experiencing, I have a feeling that it's something that's not going to go away immediately. If we can do anything to aid them, I'd prefer that we do it now. If there's nothing we can do, then there's nothing we can do, but I want to keep an eye on both of you.
I'm just gonna stay up. I'm never gonna sleep
No,
again.
Ray,
No
you can't
sleep
do
team?
that.
No sleep team.
No
That's
sleep till
wrong.
Brooklyn.
No. Ray, if you don't sleep...
If I just prop my eyes open.
You do me,
I'll
I
just-
do you, right?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Maybe then they'll get so tired that they just collapse and don't have any nightmares.
Ray,
That's.
the
a good
body
idea.
needs rest when you fight that natural inclination.
I don't think that's
Oh,
true.
Become
Yep.
weaker.
Nope.
No rest. There ain't no rest for the failures.
Do you think you could cast
Oh, and I was successful. Let me tell you.
What
So-
time is it?
As you all kind of take in the aftermath of these nightmares that Ray and Hasheen have experienced, after maybe an hour or so, the darkness, more quickly than a typical sunrise, but there is some kind of transition to the light of day as the nightfall concordance rolls back the magically emplaced nighttime and allows the burning light of the fiery skies to bathe the cinder waste once more. In the 30-hour day cycle, you probably imagine it to be around hour 5 or 6.
Can we infer from that process still happening that whatever is going on in the city and power struggles, the Nightfall Concordance is still, for whatever reason, able to do its job?
Yes, the Nightfall
Interesting,
Concordance
okay.
still seems to be operating as it otherwise would.
Interesting.
That throughout this entire time, that has not changed.
It's daytime. Things always look better in the daytime. Generally.
I should go train. Training might help clear my mind. Are we leaving? Or are we gonna fight? I can do some fighting.
Why don't
Me too.
tomorrow night, or tonight I guess before bed, why don't I practice some meditation breathing with you, alright? It's
I'm
very
not
helpful
sleeping.
for cleaning the mind and readying yourself for sleep.
I'm not gonna sleep.
I understand.
I'm gonna stay up forever. Rest of my life.
And Ray, even in your stubbornness, you have enough wisdom to know that
She's 13.
that's an unrealistic thing, but you're so scared right now, you don't even care. And you're just kind of, you're saying it out loud as if to try to reassure yourself that you can somehow overcome this. You are all aware that this following day should be the day that you arrive at the oasis of Mukfat the Blind, the location to which you have been traveling. And as you wake, you look to the south. You kind of feel the ashen soot of the cinder wastes as it is lazily blown against your exposed skin, as it comes in from the east where the roiling winds of the plane of elemental air are strongest. And you've noticed that the rock formations are increasingly jutting up out of the obsidian sands. And you see, as you've gone further southward, the distant mountains becoming clearer and clearer and taking shape. There are massive cliffs to the west, which demarcate the transition to the elemental plane of Earth. But at this point in the confluence where Earth and air meet, there seems to be these jagged mountains, solitary and monolithic in the cinder wastes.
That's a good description.
However, as you wake and begin your morning, you become keenly aware of a smaller geographic and geologic formation that begins to emerge into your view. It's not as high as the mountains beyond, but it pronouncedly extends out of the black rocky stands in a almost like a shimmering dune in the distance. As you compare that to your map, you get the sense that this is the spot that you've been traveling to, and that you would be able to reach it with perhaps 5 to 6 more hours of travel based off of the pace at which you've been going. You continue forward. Are there any specific conversations any of you wish to have with each other as you continue to move about any of the foregoing day's events with the Ifrit, with some revelations of the City of Brass, the nightmares, or just in general any other things that you guys have wanted to talk about as you approach the oasis?
Yeah, question about the writ that we have. Does anyone else think that it's pretty useless? Because anyone who looks at it thinks the guy's still an incorporeal being, and we have no way to prove that he isn't.
Yeah, that is what it kind of seemed like.
Yeah, that did occur to me.
What are we gonna do about that?
But they also didn't kill us on the spot, so...
That's because we basically paid tribute in Jabberwock skin.
That's true.
You gonna do that again?
I don't have any more.
Exactly.
He said that he mined that substance in the sub-cellar of the tower for money, and I anticipate he traded that with the city. I have to imagine he's already started sending messages to people in the city. There's a chance that that party was wandering and they hadn't heard the news, but people in the city might have, if he was eager to start trade again, start his experiments again.
That's one option, or
But
people
it's the more
people that
optimistic
duped him are in the city and he doesn't want them to know he's actually out yet.
That's another one. Does anyone know the sending spell here?
I feel like Ugo would know that.
Uh,
You're all blasty blast, huh?
yeah. Sending spell don't really help me
If you-
for
if you
taking
have it
people's heads
prepared,
off,
you're the
you
only
know.
one.
I send
Yeah.
booming blade
I can prepare things now?
as a wizard.
With your cleric spells. Oh, that's right. You're not quite high enough in cleric yet. As you get higher in cleric, that is a spell that you
Angle.
will be able to learn if you prepare it.
Okay.
So, what do we do about these? Like, we needed the writ in the moat.
Each of you, actually, Hugo, Celine, and Hashin, you can each roll either a history or insight check on the writs of passage specifically.
History, for sure.
Insight.
Both the same for me.
Wow, that's incredible what I've done.
10.
Okay,
17.
17.
20.
Unnatural?
No.
Natural 20?
No, unnatural.
Okay. Hashin, you know how the writs work. You present them, and they state your legal right to freely pass not only through the City of Brass, but also through the surrounding cinder wastes.
Yeah.
You don't really know how they work.
Right.
Celine, you know that they are ultimately all granted under the authority of the Sultan, but there's someone else, because the Sultan himself obviously doesn't issue a writ. It's someone else who has themselves the legal right to grant passage on behalf of the Sultan. In this case, Greer, seemingly, since he wrote the writ for you. Hashin, you didn't really... I'm sorry, Hugo.
Hugo.
You didn't inspect the writ very closely, but through this conversation, you kind of think back on what you watched Greer write, and he did put his seal upon it. Not just like a wax seal, but an actual magical embossing which
Good to know.
can't really be forged or faked to your knowledge and awareness of the arcane. And so, despite the doubts of the Ifrit, they seemed to honor it. Though they also seemed to have other things on their mind that would not cause them to look further and question such things, especially when their pockets were made a little heavier with the bribe that was offered or extracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't
Well-
put it on the table.
Well, I do believe that the reason that we are still alive is because we do have this writ. I think that they just used that opportunity to, as we say, grease their palms a little.
Bastards.
So, I
Would
mean,
think.
I was not going to be one to really challenge them, as that would have probably ended badly for us. So, I think if we get to maybe, closer to the city, it might be of more use because people might be more, on the straight, not looking for lining their own pockets. Or it might be wise of us to maybe gain a couple extra coin just in case we need to do the same thing again.
I was just thinking that.
Couldn't hurt,
I have some coin.
How much?
Oh, around 2,000.
What?
Well,
Good
I'll
Lord,
be
little
damned.
one.
Sure
What?
beats my 8 that I got.
I have
I
nothing.
don't think I have
I
any.
have nothing.
I have pocket lint and all the promises.
I have
got.
15 gold.
Well, our other party, we were pretty rich. You see, we owned a boat, and we were establishing trade routes, and we killed a lot of things, and I had one friend who, really liked plundering bodies. So, but it kind of worked out.
Who's
I
that?
guess it did.
Porthos.
I was saying Morthos, definitely Morthos.
Let's think of the road.
Oh, we're not gonna pick JB, who in the middle of a wasterlith fight went to carry a jet.
That's true.
You're not gonna pick him. Tried to pick it with a knife.
You know, the good news is,
Specific reasoning for this.
if I remember going back to that, me and you swallowed black sludge,
Black sludge.
and
yeah.
we never had to see the end result of that. So that's a good thing.
You and JB, I think, and Rubius, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Anywho, so
I have 2,244.
could I have 244?
Sure.
Okay,
As long as you mark it down.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Well, when we find
Are-
somebody who can fix my armor here, I know who I'm going to go talk to.
Celine, Hugo, and Hasheen, you also know that within the Cinder Wastes, and in particular in the city of Brass, gold and platinum, of course, has value. But
But it's the goods.
very regularly, the bartering that occurs is in kind. Magic for magic, gems for gems.
Spits for spits.
Spits for spits.
Well,
We'll let Hasheen handle that one.
Slaves for slaves. And very regularly, the value of a
now you never know.
unique and capable slave goes a long way in these parts.
So, I also think I should explain the person that I work for a little bit more, and how that's not going to really help us in our endeavors with fire people.
Mangaball?
Yeah,
Are they water people?
yeah, actually, exactly. That's it. Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense. What
yeah.
is it, fire people?
He's like the king of the water plane, who, from what I could gather,
Uh-huh.
and I did a lot of eavesdropping.
Naturally.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I'm in an unfamiliar house. I'm trying to make friends, so I listen to conversation. So, extensively through the ducts of the house,
I just imagine you
from my room,
Cool.
with a bottle.
Cool.
Yeah. He was like the king of the water plane, and then there were some political problems on the water plane, and they tried to kill him. So he's on the run, and he gave his daughter something very important, so that it would remain safe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is very crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't know what they're talking about.
I mean, you should. It's around your neck.
What?
But, needless to say, he's not very well liked here. And it does not behoove us for me to be forthright with that. So, I'm going to deceive in that regard. You just got to back me up.
What if you just say you serve Greer?
Because I don't.
But from their manner of viewing it, if we did a favor or a task for someone, you view that as service to them.
I guess, but I don't trust Greer, if I'm being honest.
I have reservations, but I think it's better than, oh yes, I serve the water guy you hate. Kill me here or here
Well,
or here.
not kill me. It's more like, yeah, that guy sucks. Agreed.
He's on
Here
the
I
run.
am, indentured servitude. What can I do?
So
You know?
do you think he put the hit out for the Kandim for this necklace?
Reiterate your question, because I didn't understand what you just said.
Do you think the King Water guy
Yes.
is the
Mango
one
bar.
who... Oh, Mangobar's the King Hot Water guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
King of hot water.
who's
I mean-
the Dungeon Pit Master?
You mean the pit?
Yeah.
Where we were?
Yeah.
Technically, it would be the Sultan.
Oh, I thought his name was something else.
The
Drag boob?
Jagboo.
The-
Drag
Drag
boob.
boob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drag boob.
Anyways, no. So, do you think the King of the Water Guard hired the Kandim to find the necklace, and that's why we keep getting hit by the Kandim? Because it's happened a bunch.
That's an option, but that was also my job to find it. Hey there. And I did. I found it. Well, more like it found me.
So if people are
Yeah.
rising up against that king, then I would assume it would be from them sending
Yeah,
it out.
his own people. It's like a coup d'etat.
Right, so I would assume any Kandim like that were hired from them.
Yeah.
Or mercenaries in general.
Well, there was a Kandim against him. Maybe the same person trying to find the tear is the same person trying to kill him because he found the tear.
I mean, part of my job. Okay, so like, hey, I jokey joke and, I'm a big screw up sometimes. That's the part I play, okay? Part of my job when Aloquin placed me here was to protect Mango Bar and to find the tear for Mango Bar. So part of my job has been in protection of Mango Bar because his own people want to kill him, and here's a really good place to hide because there's no water whatsoever. Just an emissary building.
If you had even found the tear, how were you to get in contact with him?
I've got ways.
Did you already contact him?
No. You asked me not to.
I forgot.
You asked me not to, and I will honor that, but I would like you to meet him if we ever make it back.
What is his character?
Mango Bar?
Yes.
I would say he's a benevolent man. I would say he's a little soft.
Is that because he's made of water?
Yeah, like you are spineless H2O.
I think, his plane was going through some issues. From what I understand, again, the eavesdropping. I mean, the careful listening. His plane was going through issues, and they wanted a stronger leader, a militaristic one. And he was looking for a peaceful resolution to the current struggles of his plane. And the people did not want that, and technically he won the election, if you will. But the people did not see it as such, and they ousted him, and he fled for his life, and it kind of coincided with me being placed in this wonderful environment.
Wait, are you saying Mango Bar is in the emissary building, or no?
He's in like the water ambassador building, embassy.
embassy.
Wait,
That's it, not
Yeah.
emissary,
No, I
embassy.
can remember.
didn't the last Helgi say that there was water, like, deep under this plane?
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Somebody listens.
Can you channel the last Helgi? Maybe they would have known. They would know. Although they kind of died, so that'd be kind of hard to channel.
I have no idea who these people are.
Well, let me tell you, he, or possibly she, Never really confirmed that. But
It's true.
they were obsessed with the elements. Oh my goodness, just wouldn't stop talking. Fire, then water, then the earth, then the water. Oh, there's water on this plane. And it's just like, oh my goodness.
Are you imitating him right now? With that voice?
A little bit.
Nice. It's a good one. So yeah, I just feel like I should get that out there. So you know who I serve, why I do what I do. I am trying to get back home. Part of me getting back home was keeping Mango Bar safe and making sure that was safe.
Well, we can get you back home without Mango Bar. With the tears. And your necklaces. And dragon blood.
He doesn't need the tear. He just needs to know it's safe. Which is why I'd like you to meet him.
And you trust him?
Yeah. I trust him because Aloquin trusts him.
Who's Aloquin?
He's like my adoptive father.
Oh, right. You told us about that.
Yeah. He's a nice little gnome. Okay. That's me. Just wanted to get that out there.
As you all continue on, there's some further chit-chat, but this large dune begins to loom larger in your view. It's not as high as the mountains, but much larger than a mere hill. It's an earthen structure that has a very symmetric shape to it. Like a smooth cone. And it gleams and shimmers. A turquoise bluish green as you get closer. Whereas before it was just almost a bright reflective light, you now see this color, and it's the first real color other than the blacks and the grays and the charcoals of the sands or the browns of the stones. Anyone who would like to can make either investigation, history, or nature check.
What's my nature? Not good. 23.
29.
21.
Ooh.
18.
Those of you who rolled over a 20 recall, whether through a book you read or stories you heard, of a geologic formation known as a caldera.
Mm.
It's a earthen hill that's formed when there is a eruption of magma. And it typically forms in a very symmetrical pattern and shape as it spills out. And over time, it will build up, and it can erupt subsequent times. And so oftentimes a caldera is almost a volcano, or volcano-like, but not quite as high and pointed. And it will often have, at its pinnacle, a portion of it kind of blown out in the otherwise symmetrical shape of it.
Interesting.
The
This is cool.
turquoise bluish sheen doesn't really make sense to any of you, but without being able to inspect it more closely, you just all kind of stared in a both puzzled yet appreciative view, as it is a beautiful, almost like a giant gem in the midst of all of the cinder and ash and soot, this kind of feeling of death around you. As you approach, it looms larger and larger, though not so large that you think that you couldn't climb it. with a little bit of effort. Need everyone to make a perception check.
Perception?
18. 21.
16.
22.
18.
I'm rolling. A little slow. 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confident, your eyes are wide at this massive
gonna steal it.
gemstone before you.
Steal it.
Steal a chunk
We're
of
gonna
these.
steal the moon.
The rest of you are able to kind of focus through the shimmer of this caldera, and your eyes catch what looks to be a small line that seems to make its way up the side of the caldera all the way to the peak. You adjust course, heading towards the line, which resolve themselves into a set of wide stairs, maybe 15 feet in length or so, that seem to be cut into the side of the caldera. There's no sign or marking of any type. There's no evidence of people about other than this very lengthy staircase that alights the mountain before you.
Could I reach down and, like, touch the shiny, shimmery stuff to see what it, like, feels like?
Yes, anyone who would like to either use a nature check or a survival check to determine...
I'll see him doing that.
I am survivaling. This is my ranger ability.
This is
Guidance.
this is a ranger ability.
Guidance, what's that, a D4?
Yep.
Ooh, not bad. 15 plus 2, 17.
17. That's what you needed. You may take a +1 to
Yes.
your
Woo!
ranger hood.
I guide others to a treasure.
As you look at this reflective turquoise sheen, you determine that it's not necessarily due to the mineral composition of the ground or the rock itself, as there seems to be many different types of stones beneath this almost translucent sheen. Instead, it seems to be tiny flecks of something embedded, or rather formed like a layer over the rocks and soot that has smoothed and hardened almost into a glass-like covering that is at parts clear and translucent, but at parts reflecting this turquoise greenish color.
So it's like glass on top,
Yes.
but like little
within it.
particulates.
Yes, exactly.
So I'd kind of run my hand through and...
It's like glass. You'd
Oh.
need to break it to try to...
Okay, I was thinking more like
It's-
sand with
no, it's-
particulates through
Now
it.
there is ash and soot that blows up
Got
on
it.
it, but it almost, you watch as the soot goes up on it, it almost just runs down to the base.
Interesting. Then I would just, I guess, like kind of...
Yeah, it's very smooth.
That's
Do you want me
pretty...
to break off a little piece?
No, I don't. I'm just, I've never seen anything like this, so
It's beautiful.
pretty interesting.
I don't have much on me, but I have a key that I've looked at. Does the color, does what it looks like
Good
match
question.
anything to do with this turquoise and blue?
The turquoise colors are similar, but the key that you possess has almost a glow to it. This isn't so much of a glow or an aura, so much as just the natural reflective quality of the particulates that have covered this.
Okay. Put it back.
Do we get the sense that there's any arcane magic or divine magic, right? Just magic in general at work on that?
I
You
didn't
can
look for that.
you can choose to roll investigation or nature to determine what might be causing or producing this effect.
Hugo, come look at this. What do you think? Something of this magnitude. It's beautiful, but it's so bizarre in this environment. Do you think there's any sort of magical influence at work with it?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but let me take a couple minutes here and let me see if I can find anything.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
it's
I'll
really
help him.
slick though.
It's so
Yep.
shiny.
Slide down.
That's all I can see is that it's so shiny.
Do you want to steal it?
So Hugo
I'll help
will
him.
I don't even really know what it is.
touch the glass-like structure and we'll identify it. See if there's any type of, arcane.
Okay, so you take the time to cast the identify spell ritually, and it does not produce any
It's like natural
magical effect or influence. You get the sense that had you cast detect magic, it would have been similarly devoid
Right.
of the
Hmm.
generalized area. What did you roll on your investigation? Please roll an investigation.
I'm helping him.
Ooh, that's a 29.
And a boy.
Woo!
Did you
Nice.
max that?
19.
So a 30 is your max?
So, as you
Oh wait, I
Complete-
lied. To 27.
as
I
you
only have a
com-
plus 8.
Was that with
25 was the
advantage?
number. As you complete your
Jerk.
identification of this glassy effect, your mind kind of goes back to some books that you've read in your preparation for travel to the confluence of elemental planes. And knowing that there was both earth and fire here, you kind of studied a little bit on some of the geologic effects of these elements as they are engaging with each other. And while you don't know the specific science behind it, you do know that a superheated flashing of a mineral-rich substance, which would require something that was impossibly hot to do in this sort of a effect, could leave such a glassy covering behind, almost like lightning striking sand.
Ah.
But this effect doesn't speak to lightning so much as some other giant effect that would have done this over this entire caldera.
Well, I'll be there. I don't detect any magic here. And I do know from some of my readings that it is possible to create a substance that I believe is like this. However, I mean, this is massive. It usually requires quite a bit of heat, as you would say, like an insane amount of heat. So to make this structure, I can't even imagine what could have done this.
Like an immense amount of heat, or like even more than that?
I mean, I don't know of anything I've ever read about or heard about or seen in my entire life that could produce this much heat at once. Whatever it is, it's something that we don't ever want to encounter ourselves, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's beautiful and
It sure is.
it's pretty cool, right?
You want to climb to the top?
I do, and then I want to slide down.
who is Monkfat?
That's a good.
Great
And
question.
did he make this?
Can we roll history? I think, or did we do this last time for who he was?
I feel like we did this.
I would like to roll history.
Go ahead and do so.
15.
All you know is that Mengobar told you not to go here.
Well, I mean, hey, here's what I know. I'm not supposed to be here.
I remember
But-
you saying that.
Yeah, but, like, who knows why? I think look at this place. It's pretty cool. There's got to be something awesome down there.
I
Are
agree.
there no, like, bones of adventurers around? Like, at the other cave? At this very abnormal, beautiful spot in this
Nope.
horrible plane?
It also is very clear that this, in your minds, you all heard the name, the Oasis of Mukfat the Blind. It's certainly not an oasis in the traditional sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you begin to climb the stairs, the magnitude of the caldera greets you along the way.
It's like a lot of steps.
And as you crest the stairs ultimately at the top, after about an hour or so
Oh, my.
of
Upstairs.
Wow.
Our
strenuous
quadriceps are going
travel.
to be like rock tomorrow.
Shin splints. Shin splints.
Keep breathing. That's the key, everyone.
The altitude is
I'd rather fight it mix again. Just kidding, gods. Don't want to do that.
You can now see as you crest the pinnacle how large this caldera is as it sweeps back into the distance. Anyone who would like can roll either perception or survival to get a sense of the scope of
If I
this.
roll
like smack
survival again,
machines.
could I...
Okay, never mind.
Crit?
Crit.
If I rolled it again, do I have a chance to get
15.
another point? Survival?
You do, though the DC is higher for this.
Guidance.
He critted. It's worth it. It's worth the risk here.
Believe.
It's not really cocked, but I mean, it's one. I trip.
You lose the one that you.
Ah! Ooh! I slide down a couple.
Minus
steps.
Are you alright? We have to go all the way back down again.
It's a little rounded at the top. Like, you got to watch out. That could have hurt if I fell the other way.
Hugo, as you crest
Did you just
the
lower
caldera, you see that there's a bit of a slope, and it seems that these stairs were designed to kind of crest this at the pinnacle to give that kind of breathtaking sense of the view over the caldera. And with your natural 20, you would guesstimate that this is maybe a 3 to 5 mile
Wow.
diameter opening
What's the radius,
at
though?
the top. About 1.5 to 2.5 radius.
That's good. Yeah.
With your natural
what's the
20, you can
circumference?
figure that out.
Yeah. You figure that out now. Don't remember.
The most striking feature, the most striking feature that you all immediately see,
Radius is half diameter. That's it.
Yeah,
No,
but
for the circumference.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
look
didn't
it
say
up.
that.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's 5 miles across. Never mind. Go ahead.
It's 2 times the constant pi times the radius of the circle.
2 pi
2 pi r.
times
3.1415.
2 pi times r.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Let's find out.
I'm going to continue.
Yep. I'm just curious.
Yep. You see that rather than this being filled with a massive lake, as is often the case for a caldera, or at the very
Say
least,
3.14.
it kind of bottoms out with ground. In this geologic formation, there is nothing but a massive empty hole that goes straight down.
Like down that we can see the bottom, or
You
like
cannot see the bottom.
Whoa.
Wow.
And the sides of this caldera, of this hole, are devoid of, this is what you specifically see with your natural 20. There is devoid of any sort of protrusions. It is like almost like it's machined drilled. That sort of smooth finish to the sides. And the sheen of the green is still there and present on the inside. As you crest, the stairs lead on, and now for the first time, you see several small, very plain, in terms of the architecture, terracotta buildings that kind of come into view. These are simple, domed shape buildings that are colorfully decorated with all manner of shapes and designs in hues of green, purple, black, blue, and silver. Anyone who cares to can make a investigation or perception check.
I'm going to help Hugo. Just help looking.
15.707 miles
Horizon.
in circumference.
It's big.
That's big.
It's
Nice
very big.
hike.
That's big.
Yeah, it's large. You also notice that Celine's been kind of patting Hugo's back a lot through this. Kind of weird.
Okay, keeping up with the Kardashians.
It just makes me feel so safe.
23.
My mansion.
It's fine. You can have your Pete Davidson.
23.
23.
Are you the Kanye in this scenario? Yeah! That's Lauren.
I'm crazy.
Hugo, as you peer at the colors and pattern and design in the terracotta buildings, you discern an aquatic theme that seems
Interesting.
subtly present in the
Very
designs. Got that?
Got that.
You all see several individuals, humanoids, that are about this small little copse of buildings. Most of them are working at some sort of craft or project. As you approach, they all look at you. They kind of stop what they're doing and watch and wait to see how you approach. Before you do, I'll explain what you see, and then you can tell me how you're engaging. All of them, save two, are wearing the same sort of uniform garb. It looks very monkish.
Monk
It's
faddish.
kind of a deep royal blue color with turquoise designs embroidered throughout. Three of these individuals are water genasi.
Interesting.
And these three...
Blue box's rating.
Oh, yeah?
It's 75.
Thank you for the raid, Blue Box.
Now might be a good time for a giveaway too.
Really appreciate the joinder here. We are going to be giving away some dice tonight, and I want to get through some of these descriptions before we do that. To bring you all up to speed very quick, our party, after several sessions of travel, is finally arriving at their destination. The shimmering oasis of Mukfat the Blind within the cinder wastes in the confluence of elemental planes. They have crested the sheening caldera that stands before them, and now a small copse of buildings are before them, several individuals. And so I'm in the middle of describing what they see. Three of them are water genasi of these individuals in front of two buildings joined together by a shared wooden pergola. One of the three water genasi is clearly working at a forge of some sort. One is preparing some food in a nearby oven next to the forge. And the third seems to be weaving together a monkish cloak that the majority of these people are wearing, that deep royal blue color. In the building next to the forge, there's a large kind of open gallery of what seem to be several weapons and sets of armor on display. The central figure at the forge seems to look at you and is prepared to address you, while the other two kind of recede back, putting their heads back down and continuing at their work. Across the stone stairs, which have continued up over the side of the caldera and now through the center of these buildings, across the stairs you see a larger than all the other buildings, dome building that has a no doors, open doorway. And within, as you kind of walk forward, you peer to your left within, and you see that there are two individuals that are kneeling down before what look to be shrines. They are knelt down in prayer. Neither of them have the garb of these sort of monkish type folks that are about. One of them seems to be a giant fish person. Anyone can roll a history check if they care to. 18. This is a Lokatha. It is a fish person. Very large gills on the side, which kind of are kind of gesticulating as it breathes in this hot, dry air within the plane in a pained way. And it has a very large, bulbous, oversized head with kind of eyes that are stretched back.
It's a trap.
Yeah, kind of even, I would say even more fish-esque than calamari-esque than Akbar, but this creature is kneeling and praying, and slightly kind of catty corner to it, on the other side of the room, you see a blue-skinned, what looks to be female elf in the monkish garb that sits there and oversees this praying, kneeling creature. She sees you approach, and she too kind of sits up and prepares to address you should you desire to do so. There are a number of shrines all about this large domed building, which seem marked by many different religious symbols. Next to that temple-like structure is a slightly smaller building that does have some windows that reveal what look to be sleeping quarters and maybe a large sitting area. And through the windows you can see two more monks inside. One looks to be a turtle, and another is a what looks to be female furbog. Both are sitting in chairs reading books. And at the end of this road that comes to a stop, and there is a bit of a makeshift railing over a overwatch that kind of juts out over the mouth of the cavernous gaping hole into the center of the caldera. You see sitting there cross-legged in a bit of a lotus position, kind of a large humanoid figure with their back to you, with shaggy kind of green hair that falls down to their broad shoulders, wearing the same blue and turquoise monkish garb, except this one has a reflective bronze that is inlaid into the seams of the arms and the collar and what little you can see of the legs. This is the scene that greets you as you crest the hill. And before we do any role-playing with this, we're going to do our first giveaway. And thank you for the subs that were given out. We will now be giving away either a set of dice, and later on in the session, we'll give away a second set of dice. You can see the two sets of dice that are up for grabs, a green or yellow set. Alternatively, if you have enough dice and you're not interested, you can sub out the dice for a gift card, $5 gift card to DM's Guild, which we will email to you if you win. And if you would like your chance to win either a set of dice or the gift card, you can type into the chat right now, !Caldera. !Caldera, C-A-L-D-E-R-A, !Caldera for your chance to win either the dice or a gift card, your choice, and it is your choice of whichever set of dice you prefer. Right.
Did you see that from PSK?
Well, we included that in the last giveaway
on Thursday.
on Thursday night. So
unless he's adding another one.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, certainly can. !Caldera. It is Blasphemy Phantom. Enough dice, I know. !Caldera for the chance to win dice or gift card. All right. Team.
Badger.
Tears the party.
I can cry on them if you want.
That is true.
I'll do it. Oh, he's throwing another one on.
Careful.
Another 5.
Badger will
Okay,
have your
so
DNA.
a $10 DM's Guild gift card. Thank you,
You don't want
PSK.
Badger to have your DNA.
Tears don't have DNA in it.
Sure they
I don't think they do.
Why not?
It's just water.
I'm a doctor. They have DNA.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right.
I don't know.
Human tears usually have no
Anyway.
DNA. All right.
Anyway,
Is that what you?
What are you guys
Wolf?
doing?
No DNA.
Do-
Shane, do you recognize any of those people? They look kind of like watery garb, kind of.
Yeah, that's a good question. Could I see if their garb matches anything I would have seen in mango bars?
Sure. Roll a history check.
Bless.
Can
Think
I
real
roll over
hard.
them now
I mean,
that I have
guidance,
this
guidance,
necklace?
guidance.
Am I the new king?
So next time I kill someone, if I'm crying while I do it, it's not going to be a problem. No one's going to be able to trace me.
What am I rolling?
I always wiped up my
History?
tears.
If your eyelash
History.
fell off,
9.
9.
I would get you.
This.
Don't make it weird, Steve.
These designs don't strike you as familiar
Oh,
or reminiscent of any sort of anything you would see within Mango Bar.
Yeah, this is different. A Ray, I wouldn't show anybody that here.
So I can't be their new king?
I don't know if you want to be if they tried to kill the old one.
Okay, let's be cautious. Tuck it behind your
So
legs.
I think we're here to pay our respects, and it's that simple, right?
Hmm.
We're not trying to kill anyone. We're just meandering.
Why are we here?
Moat of Shadow.
motives, yeah.
Okay. The
I feel like it's
symbols
not
of
here,
the divine. Are there any that I recognize?
Are you going into the temple?
Oh, I thought you said that we could see.
There's an opening, but in order to inspect the shrines themselves, you'd have to go into the temple.
I was always told if you just kind of walk like you believe you're supposed to be there, people think you're supposed to be there. So Hugo just kind of starts strutting on
Let's
like
go.
like
What's your
nothing's going on.
charisma? What's your charisma? That's awesome. We're walking with him.
You do that. I'm gonna go to the guy who was like working the.
We're
Okay.
gonna check out the temple.
So you're going over to the blacksmith shop. Okay. Who is going where?
We're going to the temple.
So you guys are going to the temple. You three? Ray, where are you going?
I will be Hashim's muscle, and again, she's trying to imitate. She's on her tiptoes, arms crossed.
Not trying to break any thumbs.
I know, but she's
But
your,
if you do-
she's your muscle.
Okay.
Okay. Cacophony.
You coming or going?
First, can we slide down? All three of us. And then we can run back up and then talk to the porch guy?
I'll
I'm
go to
so
the temple.
Temple.
Yep.
Okay, Cacophony goes to the temple as well. So, before we do the temple, let's go to the shop. And as you approach one of the 3 water genasi, who is of kind of firmer, stockier build, all 3 of these genasi have different shades of a greenish turquoise skin. And they are continuing their work. He looks at you and he says, "Ah, Sadiq, welcome to the oasis."
Marhaba, Sadiq. How are you?
Marhaba. I am Hanir,
Hello, Henir.
and I am the head smith here of the oasis of dearest Makfat. How may I assist you, travelers? Are you here to pay your respects?
Yeah, I think we've heard of this beautiful Caldera, and we've heard of the stories of Mongfat, and you know, me personally,
Makfat.
I have trouble with my N's and K's and stuff like that. Accents, you know?
He just looks at you quizzically.
Yeah, you get it. Okay, so, yeah, wanted to see what this is all about, you know?
Understood. Well, you can go and speak with Zonos. He is our leader.
Zonas?
Zonos?
Zonos. Accents again.
Zonos. And he points to the one sitting cross-legged, kind of overlooking the opening. He is our Kahin.
Nice.
You can go and pray, as most travelers here do.
Okay.
You can see Galen. She is overseeing the shrines. Or you can buy goods that we have prepared. It is how we...
I've recently come into some gold. And I'm wondering what you have to offer.
So, for the sake of
Yep.
mechanics, this is a shop that has all the usual manner of uncommon items.
Gift shop.
Trinkets.
Can I get a hat
Yogurt.
that says, I survived the Caldera?
So you can
wagon.
purchase any sort of uncommon items that a normal shop would, with the exception of some of the more specialized ones. There is nothing that seems to be
Gotcha.
on display that is immediately presented as magical, though that doesn't mean that there isn't any.
So, Sadiq,
Yes, Sadiq?
question. If I wanted to see, like, Mokfat's resting place, where would I go?
Speak to Zonos.
Zonos knows all, huh?
Zonos knows. Not all.
Okay. Okay. So, hey, some good work here.
Who's
Oh, tall one.
Yes.
She's my Sedeka. She's a good friend of mine. This here is Ray. Ray, you can introduce yourself.
She just nods.
That's what she does. Very few words, this one. I can't get her to start talking. It's the weirdest thing.
Ray almost looks like she's trying to, she's purposely holding back words, and it's very difficult for her not to talk.
Yeah.
He looks at her.
Strong silent type, you know?
Very strange to see a storm giant here. Usually we have only fire, but occasionally stone. Interesting. Well, welcome. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you. And should the rest of your party need anything, please let me know.
They check the temple. I think we'll go to Zonos and circle back with them then. Okay?
All right.
Sadiq is wonderful.
Good day. And ting,
As soon as we
ting,
walk
kind of
away.
continues.
That was the longest 3 minutes of my life.
Ray, that was like 33 seconds.
Oh, felt like an eternity.
You did good, though. You were menacing. Yet approachable.
I appreciate the
Manoachable.
That's what I was going for.
You nailed it.
By the way, 65 more new subscriptions, and we'll give away the dragon. We are that's a cumulative amount. So as we go through our sessions, that is what we do. I don't know if we have tallied all of the entries, but we'll.
You want to do,
Manoachable.
wanna do it, Steve?
Let's jump over to those who have entered into the temple. And this blue-skinned
Baboonski.
female elf stands up. She has more pronounced ears than a typical elf. It kind of sweeps back, and there seem to be little slits in her neck. You very rarely in this place come across a sea elf,
Oh.
but this elf before you matches the description of one. She sees you and she lightly bows. I am Galen. Welcome to our humble temple, to the various deities of water throughout the plains. How may I assist your veneration?
Galen, was it? Galen?
Yeah, Galen. G-E-L-E-N. Galen.
Well, Galen, it's very nice to meet your acquaintance. We travel from afar to pay our respects.
Mukfat is the most respectable.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
His patrons surround you. So if you respect Mukfat, then I'm sure you will respect them as well.
I've only heard the most elusive stories about that figure. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about this place and about Mukfat?
It is not my story to tell. You must speak with the Kahim. And she kind of points towards the outside and the figure. I can assist you in your worship of patrons of Mukfat. She again gestures towards the shrines.
So do I recognize any of these shrines?
Roll a religion check.
That's what I was wondering.
Religion. Oh, that's definitely cocked.
That was for sure.
For funsies. 21.
I love fancy stuff.
Was that you rolling with advantage?
No.
21. There are,
Special resource that I have.
as you look about, there are 5 that you recognize.
Oh, what?
A lot of people.
Better get out a pen.
I was expecting
Nope.
no.
I'm sorry. There
One.
are not 5.
15.
There are 2 that you recognize. I need you to roll one more religion check to confirm.
26?
Hmm.
Screw it. 27.
That made a difference.
Oh, yes.
All
You
right.
never know.
More than recognize.
Ooh.
There are 2 that jump out at you. One
Literally.
terrifies you,
Okay.
Oh, good. Great.
and one gives you peace.
Mhm.
Which do you want to hear first?
Terrify.
Bad news first, baby.
Is PFAR still on?
Oh
anyone
no,
else feeling-
Skip!
When Morthos chose the demon over the
Over the
angel.
when he mind tricked himself into choosing the
I mean,
obviously
I
wrong
didn't-
option.
It was
It
like
was
that
not
scene.
obvious. I
No,
understand where you're
no.
going.
It was like that scene with the Sicilian with death on the line.
Yes, it is. It was exactly like that. Never met death when it's a silly something. Dunk.
All right.
You okay?
Vex,
Okay.
the one that
Me neither.
terrifies you.
Yeah.
Your eyes wander over to a small shrine, a bit smaller than the rest,
Oh boy.
and set slightly apart, as if given extra space.
Mm-hmm.
You approach and you feel a bit of a skip of your heart as you see
Sure about that?
a trident
First time I felt my heart since I got into this body.
with lightning striking it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you back to your childhood days and the warnings from your family
Mm.
of the Dark Six of Eberron,
Mm-hmm.
and in particular, the Devourer,
What the heck is this?
the evil god of destruction, water, and calamitous weather.
That's a portfolio.
This is a shrine to the Devourer.
And P-Farce laughs.
The yin to the yang of the Devourer. On the opposite side,
It's the vomiter.
you see a shrine that has an Ouroboros, serpent biting its own tail.
Oh.
This is a shrine to who you know to be Veles. At least, that's what he is most commonly referred to. The less common name of this neutral, good god of creation and bringing peace to the chaotic waters of Midgard, Jormungandr. These are the two that you are familiar with. The others seem to be gods of other planes with which you are unfamiliar. Is there anyone else who wishes to roll a religion check for these shrines?
Sure. I'm not proficient in it, but yeah, why not? It's a religion check, right?
I do want to look around the room, but not necessarily at the shrines. Seeing if there's
Roll a perception check. What are you looking for specifically?
see if there's anything, any like trapdoors or anywhere where something of value might be hidden.
I love you, Katara.
Yes. You see, it's gonna be awesome.
12.
20.
Muckfat's trident.
Do you take it?
You rolled a 12.
Yeah. I slept through all
The
my
only one
Bible
that
studies.
the only one that jumps out at you, and it's positioned in a way that seems to be like holding it up almost in a hierarchical sense over three other statues or three other shrines. This pinnacle shrine is of Sylvanus, the good god of the deep wild of the Forgotten Realms. There is a symbol of a large oaken leaf, not unlike our friends to the north in Canada.
What realm is that?
Friends.
Canada?
So you see Sylvanus,
Isn't
who
that a maple leaf?
is a god that has as his domain all of wild nature, including the depths of water. There are others that you think you've seen before, but you were really mostly fixated on Ilmater in your studies.
Can we please buy a magic item that gives me bonus to religious checks, please? I'm
You-
the worst priest.
You could work on proficiency in that.
I can
Oh
teach
yeah,
you.
that's right. We can do that. All right.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
Cacophony, you rolled perception.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of the campaign.
Several of these
Oh boy.
shrines have
Okay.
precious
Wizard
metals
skills. Being a
and
teacher.
jewels that make up the symbols of these various gods. There don't seem to be any hidden rooms per se. It's a rather hollowed out, domed
Okay.
temple, and Galen kind of has her full attention turned to your party as the Lokatha continues to go through a ritual in front of a shrine that no one has recognized yet.
We're gonna fight so many things we're not supposed to fight because she's gonna steal stuff.
I don't want to steal anything. Not
Okay.
yet. I just
Not
like
yet.
assessing.
I'm
You
casing.
are
Well, we're
the noise.
here
assessing-
for something very specific.
There's
so I'm
definitely
just...
lots of interesting things here. Hugo, anything you wish to do in here?
I guess Hugo would really just want to look around the room and see if there's anything that would catch his eye.
Roll a perception check.
He sees nothing with a 1.
Oof.
As you look
Actually
around,
worse than nothing.
and this is what each of you can make just through normal looking, right? You see one shrine that is,
Except for me.
which is this oaken leaf that Celine identifies. Next to it and kind of aligned underneath it, you see a aquamarine symbol of an aquamarine dolphin that kind of turns into a wave, as well as what look to be tempestuous waves curling outwards, one to the left and one to the right on a separate shrine. In front of the Lokatha, you see what looks to be a spiraling wave that kind of just comes to a point and is almost snake-like, but it's fluid. At least the symbol that's there. A little further on, in a position of not prominence, but in equal kind of stature to Sylvanas, you see what looks to be the symbol of a silvery moon with 2 eyes in the center and 7 stars around it. A little further on, it strikes you odd at first, but you kind of make the connection. You see a 6-sided snowflake gleaming. A little further on, with a sheer bit of fabric draped over it, you see what looks to be a waterfall symbol. Further, there is another wave-like symbol with 2 what look to be more menacing furrowed eyes in the center. And finally, one that none of you have any idea of, but you see the symbol of what looks to be the body of a fish with the head of a lobster and the claws of a lobster. It's not really a symbol so much as a depiction of whatever this god, this almost monstrous looking god is. You see the aforementioned trident with the lightning striking it and the Ouroboros as well, though none of you know, with the exception of Vex, what those mean.
to be clear, the thing said that these were patrons of Muckfat.
That's how Gelen described them.
Interesting.
Them, as in the deities here, are patrons of.
That's how she described
Wow.
them.
Interesting. That's a warlock of renown.
Huh.
Do you mind this temple space? Or is that.
This
other
is
person.
my responsibility, yes.
Are there any services that you provide to travelers in addition to guidance or conducting the worship?
I have some light abilities to heal. But beyond that,
Are these... Listen, I know how temples go. Are these shrines all here in order to attract visitors who are beneficial to the local economy, or do you truly believe each one of these deities makes its presence known in order to uplift Muckfat?
I am a devotee of Muckfat, the Undying, also known as the Blind.
The blind.
The Undying?
Mm-hmm.
You said the blind then after that? I know I'm not there, but I didn't.
Yes, the Blind.
Blind.
These patrons give Muckfat his power, or at least gave him his power. Zonos can tell you more.
I go directly to Zonos.
She, in further answer to your question, she says, these shrines attract pilgrims from across the plains. So yes, they do bring in donations and help to keep our order afloat, if you will. And she kind of smiles to herself at her little
Her
I
pun.
see.
Her little
I
pun.
see what you did there.
One
That's
says it
in-depth to
wets our whistle.
I had a question. What was it? Are you taxed then by the city of Brass, or are you allowed to exist as a?
She
Separate
smiles
worker.
at the mention of the city of Brass. She says, Muckfat makes sure that the Sultan has no sway here.
Oh.
Zonos can answer more.
We're going to go talk to him, but we have been traveling through the Cinder Wastes, and we were attacked by a creature that seemed like some sort of nightmarish dragon that had a scorpion barb essentially for a tail, and it got
Hmm.
two of my friends, and it's been giving them terrible nightmares. And I don't know if that's something you're familiar with, or if you'd be able to assess them. But
I am familiar, but unfortunately am incapable of healing the affliction. There are more skilled healers in the city of Brass
Darn it.
oh no,
that perhaps can assist. Or perhaps one of Muckfat's patrons would divinely intervene to assist. Should you find favor with them?
then Celine is going to go in front of. I assume you're leaving to go talk to the other guy.
I'm already there.
Yeah, she's going to go
You and me
talk.
both.
Kneel in front of the neutral good god of creation and peace, as you described, Yormonger.
You don't know.
Oh
who
wait,
that
no, I
is.
didn't catch that. You
Yeah.
didn't tell us that. Okay, never mind.
Vex
I
did
thought I
not
heard
describe.
you say peace for one of the other ones too, but I might be wrong.
There was the Faerunian one, the one that looks like a maple leaf.
Sylvanus is a good god of
Yeah.
the deep wild, so you know that he's good in nature.
Mm-hmm. No, I might as well. I'll go pray in front of him.
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
There was a time for a crit. Would be now. Do I have any advantages?
I don't believe so. I think the only one.
Remind the chat how we get advantages.
I think the only one who has advantages right now is Cacophony.
73.
And Ray, I believe you have one.
I have
Chat,
one less now,
if
too.
you type in exclamation point rewards, there are lots of ways that you guys can influence the game, which is certainly relevant through role-playing, but most relevant in combat, which we might be getting to. We'll see. See what the party does. So, what did you roll?
But the dice speak. I went outside the box. The dice said nay. Okay. I also missed the box. I'm very good at this today. 18.
18. You go through a set of prayers that are kind of a generic adaptation of how you might pray to Ilmater. You don't really sense anything in response. Vex, you join up with Ray and Hasheen. Hugo, as Celine knelt to pray, did you follow Vex or?
I would have followed Vex.
Okay, follow Vex. Cacophony, are you staying back with Celine, continuing to case the joint?
I am. Yeah, I'm just
Good. Commit to your craft, bird.
Okay.
just observing.
Oh, bird.
And I also don't want to necessarily leave Celine by herself
Very good.
in a
Good
place we don't know.
So,
Good thinking.
Hasheen, Ray, Vex, and Hugo, you approach.
Should I be menacing and approachable again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Strong and silent.
What do we see here? Who was this person
Yeah, what's
look
this
like?
guy look like? Zonos.
So this is the guy with the large, broad shoulders, the shaggy green hair,
Oh, the bronze-laden.
the
Garb.
bronze inlaid monkish garb that sits in a lotus position, kind of overlooking the giant cavernous maw that disappears into blackness in the center of the caldera. As you approach, without looking at you, a voice speaks out. I am the Kahin of Mokfat's oasis. The pleasure is mine. As he stands and turns in one fluid motion, you see a webbed-fingered, webbed-foot Triton that stands before you. Very powerful in build, with a what looks to be scimitar strapped to either side of his belt. The handles are in a shimmering bronze, and the blades look sharp and fit for use. This is not just a ceremonial display. How may I assist you, my friends?
I have some questions, but you beelined over here, so I assume you have some too.
Am I familiar with the Undying Court?
Roll a religion check.
16.
You've heard of it, but you're not familiar with the
He keeps his
tenets.
promises.
Okay, I have 2 disadvantages to use specifically against Vex.
Vex
Thanks,
didn't.
Mike.
Well, he actually gave it to Helgi, and there's no Helgi
I
plan.
knew what he meant.
So.
Spirit of the law.
So, what was your roll? Yes, you don't know the tenets with a 16, but
Oh.
you are familiar.
That's fine. Okay. I'll ask the same question to him. I'll say,
Yes, we are visiting up this hill here, and we have been in the temple, and we were told to speak with you with some questions. Is this the correct place? Are you the correct Zonos?
I am Zonos. I am the Kahin. Yes.
Kahin? What does this mean?
I am the priest.
And, we were told that each of these deities serves Mukfat.
Mukfat is the champion. A very powerful marriage who's drawn power from the waters that these gods oversee and therefore give power to their champion.
Willingly?
I do not know the arrangements Mukfat made, but I know that he was a champion of the confluence. So powerful was he that his influence rivaled that of the Sultan.
Until
Interesting.
his watery influence was removed from the confluence, yes? Please explain.
Yeah, how did he feel about that?
This is no ill intention. I would like to learn.
We're kind of new here, trying to understand the lay of the land.
I don't just blindly worship something.
I do, but you know.
Kind of smirks at you. I will answer your questions. Who are you?
It's a good question, Sadiq. Who is anyone?
My name
know?
is
I am not being philosophical.
Oh, okay.
my name is Vexel. I hail, well, lastly from the land and waters of Ouroboros, who's Veles, who's represented inside, but also from the land of the Devourer, who is also inside.
His eyebrow raises, but
Mine also, if goblins have eyebrows.
he does not seem to react.
Furrowed brow. No eyebrows.
That is an interesting combination.
I didn't write it.
Yes.
Yes, I did. So, now you know who I am.
Yes. And your friends, who are
Oh.
you?
I'm Hashin. Tall one here is Ray. And that's, I mean, everyone knows who that is. That's Ugo. He's so hot right now, Ugo.
Can I insight how he responds when he looks at each one of us when we say our names?
Sure.
18.
He is definitely observing each of you with an evaluative gaze.
No hint of recognition.
No hint of recognition.
Okay.
And you get the sense that he is inciting you as well to discern what you know not. Are you a team? Are you a group? What is your purpose here?
We are here to, well, we exist as a group apparently to rage against the storm.
Yes.
That is your name.
Rage.
You rage
Rats?
Rats.
Rage
against the storm.
Yeah.
The rats.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
What storm? Storms can be good, or he looks specifically at you when he says this. Can be good, and he looks back at you, or they may devour in evil.
So,
Yes.
You've got to be burning.
tall one over
inside.
here says that from where she's from, in the near the Anarok Desert, there is a magical storm that is taking over, and she would like to stop it. And if you look at this, if I could spell rage, her name's Ray. It's like R-A-Y-G-E, rage.
Cute.
Yes, but hey, that's who we are.
You have interrupted my meditations, and I will happily answer your questions and accommodate you. If you are here to pay homage, you may. If you follow the rules. But you have not yet stated your purpose here.
I would like to know. So I've heard about Munkfat. Sorry. Muckfat. Accent. You have a hard time with the N's and the K's. So, is his... Oh. Lost a D4. Is his resting place here? Is that where you pay homage?
You see him kind of collect his thoughts for a moment. He closes his eyes and begins to kind of like answer in almost a pained expression. While the Sultan was greater in strength, Muckfat held power over death itself, and will one day return to challenge the power of the cursed tyrant. We wait in solemn vigil for the day of Muckfat's return. For it has been prophesied by Muckfat's patrons, and he gestures towards the temple, that the power of his return will wash away the corrupting reign of the Sultan.
Okay.
The story of his demise is yours to behold in your pilgrimage. And he gestures to what you now see is almost hidden, but when pointed out, clear. What looks to be a continuation of the stairs down into the center. Very steep, but they seem to, as you look, they seem to kind of switch back down.
Interesting. Are we allowed to go? Can I get the rest of our group and we can go?
You may. You may not, of course, disturb
No.
anything.
What does that mean?
And if you would try to, I can assure you, the power of Muckfat will overwhelm you.
What do you mean by disturb? Like, I don't even know what we're walking into. Like,
He rests in repose
okay,
at the base.
all right.
Who does?
Muckfat.
He's down there.
The Undying is down there. Dead.
Asleep.
Asleep. Sorry. He'll come back and wash away the tyrant. So you know, we're not like friends with the Sultan or anything.
Can I insight again? I need to
What happened
think
to
of.
our fear of
Do I think this guy's being genuinely welcoming and honest with us? And do I feel any of the terror that I felt when I saw the shrine to the Devourer?
Mhm.
It's 22.
22. He seems sincere in describing his beliefs and his invitation to you to pay your respects. But you have not come in a way that would necessarily revere Muckfat.
Right.
So he is still
Cautious.
wary and watching. He has not made any sort of move towards his weaponry, but the invitation is one that seems more pragmatic than it does kind of like evangelistic, if that makes sense. Where he would be seeking to
proselytize?
kind of proselytize you to the devotion of Muckfat.
I would like to enter the temple before we go down momentarily.
Yeah, we have to get them anyway. Do we leave like a gold coin down there? Is that how you pay homage, or how do you do that? Or is that disturbing it, and we don't want to do that?
Donations are accepted.
Of course.
You can leave them in the bowl when you arrive at the vigil,
Of course not.
Down there.
at the base.
Okay. Like any amount, or is it like suggested?
Can we write it off on our taxes? I'm not there.
I don't,
Just thinking it's in the temple.
I don't understand.
Okay.
There is whatever amount you wish to leave. There is no expectation of patronage.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
How long you been here?
Personally,
Yes.
I have been here going on 40 years.
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
The Kahin before me, my predecessor, was here for several hundred before that.
Oh,
It's a long time. How long has Mukvet been sleeping?
That is question of some scholarly debate. Several hundred years.
Oh, so you weren't even a Kahin at that time.
I was not yet
How
born.
about the Kahin before that? Did he see it?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you're sure he's coming back?
He will return.
All right.
It has been prophesied.
By the patrons.
Yes.
All of them? Or like some of them?
In one way, shape, or form.
Ah, corroborating stories.
Which is why they are all his patrons.
Could we read that anywhere in the temple?
is there a placard?
So new here, just trying to gather info.
The contents beyond the general description I have provided are the place of the adherents to Mukfat.
Got it. Walk down the stairs, get the story. All right. Shall we go? I mean, get them in the temple and then go.
Yes.
All right.
I go back to the temple.
Thank
to-
you, Kahin.
You are welcome. Anything else you wish to do or conversations you wish to have with each other before you head down?
I just would want to reiterate to them what he said about Mukfat.
So you're all aware of
No touching.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, we don't want to disturb anything. By the way, has anyone seen my diamond? No, I'm just kidding. That's it. I would like to. I would like to look at the shop before we go down.
Okay. You head back over to Henir. Sadiq. Welcome.
Hello.
How can I assist you?
Well, this is the first shop we've seen in quite some time. I just wanted to see what you had for sale. If it's something that could be of use to my friends and I, especially if we're going to. As you said, there's stairs down for the pilgrimage.
Down, yeah.
Yeah.
Switchbacks, lots
yeah,
of
our
them.
supplies and our wares are a little depleted, so.
What are you looking for?
Well, your armor doesn't quite fit you right. And I don't have
any
any.
armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since I wore any, but I used to train with it. That'd be nice.
You're looking for armor. What type and variety?
+1 studded leather.
Yeah, magical plus
Yeah,
9.
do you have anything like that?
I just,
I recently came into some gold.
I just need this half plate resized. That's all.
That would take time. If you leave it here, I can work on it while you travel.
What are the odds you'll need it down there, you know?
How much to have it just shrunk down in like a couple hours?
Shrink like cotton.
How do I do something
water.
unreasonable?
Yes.
To rush the job for your half plate, 50 gold.
Well, that's good. I don't have any gold, so
It's good to know, like, what you're working with
Yeah,
price-wise.
get the market
See the
price.
menu before you,
Get the
you
market
know,
price on it.
make a purchase.
And you said magical levers.
Yeah, I could
Which is-
really use a higher AC.
Medium armor in general.
How much money do you have?
This is not a good tactic.
we're on a budget.
Yes.
Then you probably can't afford our more particular wares.
I mean, why don't you try me? Huh? What is it?
He just looks at you, doesn't say anything.
I people's eyebrow.
How much do you have?
Like 200,000.
As I said, you cannot.
You cut it off a little too soon.
Does he laugh? Come on.
Show me.
I can't do that. You might steal it.
Ting! Ting!
I mean, this guy's a tough nut.
I'm sorry, he's a little bit of a jokester, but I don't need anything magical, just if you have in general. Can I, like, assess the general quality of whatever he's working on?
Sure. Roll a perception check or investigation.
Nice. 22.
Me too. It seems of very good quality. This blacksmith is an expert of his craft, and while the wares on display aren't of exotic make of metal, they all seem very sturdy and capable,
Okay, great.
and the quality of craftsmanship would belie in ability to make
Something great.
more specialized things, but you get the sense that it's not just going to be made available to strangers
Yeah.
without something more.
Oh, look at that. You know, I actually grew up in a temple. Kind of reminds me of this space, but my guardian would do some blacksmithing on the side for people who would come for need or assistance. A lot of the time it was like people with broken carts and wheels and applying his trade towards things that you might consider beneath him, but he had very solid, very durable work, and I think that's very often overlooked, but yours really reminds me of his. You have quite a talent.
Thank you, Sadika.
But anyway, I'm sorry. For armor, do you have anything that's just... I don't need anything full plate, but maybe something more than... I've been ripping off rags of my robes for like 3 weeks now, and it's going to get a little graphic soon if I don't have something over top of it.
You're like
He-
Cinderella when you
Yeah.
know, her sisters tear
He
her
looks
dress
you
off.
up and down, and there's a small little hint of bemused smile. What are you looking for?
This is now Carissa not really having a good understanding of armor. I think half plate is in medium armor, right?
Half plate is the
But
strongest,
that's the strongest
medium
one.
armor.
So I assume it would be a tier below that, which would be...
Breastplate.
leather,
There are breastplates that are available.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that is, he says, breastplate. Ah, yes. This over here, and he shows you a couple different sets of breastplate. All three of them in some sort of aquatic design, made of varying degrees of brass. Each one for 400 gold.
Oh wow, look at that. That's lovely. You made all of this?
I did.
Beautiful. Is Ray with us?
Ray is with you, yeah.
Ray, do you think you'd be interested in
letting me borrow that gold? You don't have to. That's
Oh.
alright.
I don't care. I just happened to fall. I used to give all my gold to another party member, and then when I really needed something, he didn't buy it for me. And ever since then, I started keeping it myself.
That's smart. You should
But I
definitely
don't
keep
ever
it.
buy
Our
anything.
young friend is our banker.
I love it.
Our young friend is the banker of our group, clearly. So
She was mute before. Interesting. You speak. Welcome.
Not mute, just
I would gladly receive payment, and you may have your choice of the breastplate.
Well, I have a very rare magic item that could be up for grabs. Perhaps if we get a discount and the
No.
armor that he wants.
Oh. Yes. Thought you were going somewhere else there.
No.
Smart.
It's a ring that holds healing potions.
Oh yeah.
3 specifically.
what? Hold.
I haven't used this in so freaking long!
Wait, time out. Time out. You had that this whole time?
We don't have any healing potions!
Do you have healing potions, sir?
Wait a minute. Okay,
No,
right. Just a second.
These only work for me.
He's just watching you now with a big smile on his
Why,
face.
why do these only work for you?
Because
I
that's
do-
how the ring works. Is the ring
I do have healing potions.
Why? What the?
So the
Take it
ring
off and give it to
absorbs
someone
the
else.
healing potion, and then you
Yes.
can only be used for that person.
Yes.
Guess what I am? A pile of meat that gets hit by things.
Guess what I've been drinking every morning and night of this entire campaign.
Do you have elven chain?
Not healing potions. You
Oh,
have
we
some
can
other
go.
potions. This is specific healing.
Just ask. I don't know if that's in my price
As a
range.
healing potion.
Nope, that's a
Do I
drug
look
addiction.
like an elf?
That's cool.
No, but I saw Galen
Okay.
in there,
I was
and
gonna get him
she's
some
a
cool
elf
armor,
and,
but if you
know.
want it.
I do not.
All right.
I'll have to buy it from you.
If you have,
Or a similar healing draft.
if you
Okay.
have magic items of value, I may consider trade.
Well, what type of studded leather armor do you got?
Yeah, and do you have 2?
All I'm looking for is a ladle, and a set of tongs, and perhaps a cast iron pot.
He's our
Uh,
chef.
I think we have some extras that we use for cooking
Be 1,000 gold.
for a gold piece.
See it.
The gold? My word, are they inlaid with bronze?
Hopefully.
Naturally, they conduct the heat better.
Oh, well, great.
I'll cover this one for you.
Thank
okay?
you.
1 gold.
Is that gonna work for you?
Puts it in a pouch.
Find out if it does.
You have your cooking.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
Do I get the feeling that this ring, as I presume you're telling me about what it's
Oh, and a spatula!
does,
Oh.
non-stick pan?
Could you throw one
Do
of
I get
those
the
in?
sense that this would work with the potion I brew?
Yes.
Nice.
Although it would consume
would
the same
consume it.
amount.
Yeah, I know.
Breastplate.
Also, you drink yours just
Yeah, do you want to see?
because yours would just be for role playing purpose, right?
Yeah.
Is there
I'm gonna be
anything you have,
screwed.
like maybe a ring of protection?
Roll a persuasion check.
Is he at all helped by my genuine flattery of his work? Which was sincere.
This is allowing
And
you to
covers his
further
shoe.
engage with this conversation.
22.
22.
Woo!
I do have
This is perfect. for me.
certain items of more
Oh, it's a good thing you like this.
enhanced power.
But
I am more of a specialist in weapons than armor. If you like, I can perhaps give you a presentation of my wares when you return from your
it's fair.
vigil. I
well,
want to make sure they're properly protected from thievery. Not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust anyone from the Cinder Wastes.
Yeah, me neither.
We have been
That's fair.
That's fair.
we have been robbed before and
Jerks.
have killed many other would-be thieves.
You just throw them down the side slope.
We don't need to do that. We run them through with our blades.
That's fun.
Well, that's
Muck
what I'd
thought,
like to
after
hear.
all, was a mighty warrior.
What did he use?
Go on your pilgrimage and you'll see.
All right, let's go.
Well,
Well,
I do need to go in the
yeah, we
temple.
haven't- we
I
haven't
didn't get
purchased
any
it.
armor.
Yeah, we're still purchasing.
So 400 gold. Are you buying a breastplate? Are you giving her the?
I would try
I
to
don't want a breastplate.
get-
I just want some
get
studded
a
leather
2-for-1.
We would recommend not. Us characters would probably. Yeah, I mean, have you assessed the ring? Have
Oh
you
no
looked
no!
at it?
If he wants a breastplate, see if you can get
Oh, I see what
2
you're saying.
breastplates for.
Well, I don't want a breastplate. I just want some fancy studded leather
He means,
armor.
he means light armor.
So, I am a healer and a cleric first, and a customer second. Is there any wound or aches and pains that you might be experiencing from years of your hard labor I might be able to treat?
No.
Right, that's fine. That's fine. I wasn't going to ask for that as a discount. That was just my first offer.
Appreciate. Galen is a capable healer.
Is there any sort of... And please know I'm not asking this out of not knowing the value of what you do, but is there any sort of discount you offer for purchasing multiple sets of armor? Or is there anything that you would ask of a pilgrimage going down to these
Roll a
steps?
persuasion check.
Considering he told us he makes weapons.
Mm-hmm. 19.
No.
It's fine. Fair enough. So what would the price be for what armor are you looking for, Hugo?
450 for the 2 sets
Each or together?
combined.
I got trade. I got something you might like.
What is that?
I have a really fancy cloak. This cloak is mighty rare, and of the wondrous type. I think it might
What does it do?
well, let's just say as you say, you have to defend yourself every now and then. This cloak allows you to basically make an attack and then immediately move away without anyone being able to attack you. You can get in and get out.
I feel like that's worth more than 450 gold.
That's why I wanted a +1. That's why I'm asking for.
May I touch?
Hand it over.
Yeah.
He casts an
got it.
identify
I didn't
spell
know
on
I
it.
had it.
Oh, well, I don't remember getting it. Do you?
I never picked up all items. Dude, we're just here to play and heal.
I would take
Sounds
this in exchange for the breastplate and the armor as well. For you, the studded leather.
He didn't say +1.
Hmm.
$450 value. I will receive. Do we have an accord?
I don't care. That cloak, I would never use it.
Would someone else?
It's if you're wearing that cloak and you get hit with an attack, you can use your reaction to then run away, and then that person can't move for the rest of their turn.
That might be helpful for Carissa.
I do run away all the time. It sounds almost like
Do we have an
gold would be
accord?
preferred.
Hmm?
I appreciate the trade that you offer, but it sounds like I think gold might be preferred. We might have some use for that, especially for cacophony. Only
It's fine.
okay.
I will take the gold.
if that's all right.
Do you want your 50 for the rush job?
Oh,
I would like to wear this down. It would take more than a couple hours, right?
Yeah, it
Do I
looks
get a
like
discount for getting it?
No, you didn't get
you
it.
didn't get
Oh, where is it?
How long would it take to size my?
It would
Tiny
probably
combo.
take me the rest of the day.
Are we staying here the rest of the day?
I mean,
We
it's
probably
a lot
wouldn't
of
be down there.
stairs.
I guess that's
I
to
could
be
see- I
determined.
could see how we
All
could.
right. Sure.
I'll strip off the half plate.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
He receives it.
Will you measure me, please?
And you said
He
we.
does take your measurements, and as a tailor would, kind of takes your arm length and approximates where your vitals are, and sizes you and begins
you.
to tailor the half plate.
Thank you.
For that room? Yeah. If we have a
You may stay at the inn for 100 gold each.
This is a tourist
You
location.
said 100 gold each?
We might stay at the base of the mountain.
Yeah, is there a manger? That's not what you're
Is
supposed
there outdoor camping allowed?
to I'm soliciting. There's a sign nearby.
Might panhandle in the morning.
No loitering. So we pass over the gold
500?
for the brush
So you,
job
you
and
give the
armor.
500.
Yeah.
Okay,
And you
He-
said he had health potions as well?
he does.
What kind?
They are minor potions of healing. Yep.
Okay.
100 gold each. I have 5.
Well, I need 3.
I have one.
You buy one?
No, I have one.
You have a minor healing?
Mm-hmm. In case of emergency.
So why don't we activate that in the band and then we'll buy another one just to have on hand. Just in case.
Okay.
So we will
So you want one?
yeah. So Ray is going to hand over I think the money from one of the potions.
Okay, so 600 gold total.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then we have a minor healing potion.
Okay, so
Where's the band again?
you now have a breastplate, studded leather, rush job on your half plate, as well as a singular potion of minor healing.
For the one that we already had, can we activate it in the ring? Submerge it? We know how to do that, right?
I mean, you
We
could
learned
do
it.
it for the new one too.
I know, but just might as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, they're the same.
You may.
Alright. Hey Vexel, you know how in the past few fights you've been really taking a lot of damage? And really helping all of us?
Sure, it's what I do.
Yeah, see if this ring fits you. That might be able to help you with that capacity.
Okay.
And then, do you have a changing area for
Oh,
the
the
armor for me?
the password for it? It's Healy Healy Moo Moo.
Shit.
Never uses it the rest of the
You have
campaign.
to say
I'll
that.
attempt to change it.
Healy, healy,
What
woo,
were
woo.
you asking, Celine?
Just for a changing area where I can put the armor on. I don't know where.
He points towards the inn.
Perfect.
As you
That'll be $100 to
Yeah.
change.
look in,
So really, to go into the
there
bathroom?
there are no
There's no truck
separate
stop?
rooms. There is a restroom in the back that does have a door.
Is it 100 gold to use the restroom?
The two monks who are reading the books look up at you, and the turtle kind of howdy.
Is this in the temple?
Outside of it.
Oh, I need to go in the temple.
I just purchased some armor. Is it alright if we just change in the bathroom and come back out?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a yes. Alright, here we go.
Customers only.
Turtle.
Alright. How much to use the restroom?
Did you buy something?
Yeah, we bought the armor. See? Very good craftsmanship.
Then you're a customer.
Perfect. I like your logic. So, bathroom. Pardon me.
Have fun tinkling.
Will do. Thank you for the advice.
Love the sound of water.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Peace. Peace and goodwill. Alright, I'm gonna change
I'll
everything
be watching.
back.
Watch out for mirrors. They're
Whatever.
too white.
I've seen so many bodies anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, change, and then we're leaving.
As you're changing, you hear him giggling outside. No, you don't.
It comes up bright red. I feel violated.
I'd like to go to the Veles altar.
Okay?
So
You
I
do?
have half blade armor now? No, wait, what do I have?
You approach the shrine with Ouroboros
Mhm.
symbol.
I have some reverence as I approach,
Yep.
but I say in prayer mode,
I'm not sure how to approach you, big guy, but I've heard that you and Yggdrasil are cohorts in our world, and I just am confused as to why you've been placed in a position below whatever this is. If you're really here involved in this, could you let me in on a little bit of the secrets here? Because very confused. And my mission, it doesn't seem to involve undying muckfats.
Please roll a religion check.
29.
Please roll a D100.
Ooh.
100.
A D100. Oh man.
Last time I did that, I killed everyone. Hey!
82. I'd like to try to get some clovers, some 4-leaf clovers to grow around this shrine altar.
Okay. You hear a voice course through your mind.
Oh shit.
It is deep and resonant. It simply speaks a word.
Ah, word? Okay.
A word. Descend. As it speaks that word, it almost seems interrupted by another voice that you feel in the back of your head, skin standing up, as if it was behind you. A low gurgling that speaks another word.
Wait. As soon as I feel the tingling, I would cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Okay?
But then I would listen.
As you cast protection from good and evil, what are you how are you seeking to use that?
Oh, I don't want to be possessed.
Simple point.
It's really my
That's all.
only
I don't
goal.
want to be possessed by something.
As the word descend is spoken, you hear another series of words in a low, gurgling, watery speech. Release the deluge. From the devourer. At least what you sense is the direction of that shrine.
I was gonna go there next.
The turtle perks up.
Release the deluge. Okay, I'd like to insight the first voice. Does it sound? Did it speak to me in Draconic?
Do you speak Draconic?
Do I speak Draconic? It's a great question. It's none of your business. I know what it sounds like.
Pretend
He's
I
on
do.
lesson 2 of Duolingo for Draconic.
So it didn't speak to me in Draconic. I can infer that. And, that would be a deduction, actually. And then, insight into, was it Yormonger? Do I think it was Yormonger?
Roll an insight check.
Do I have any D20s left? Where did they all go? They're gone. I have no D20s in my whole thing.
Or you can use the one that killed Marishka.
I've been rolling them all night. They're just gone. Okay. 19.
You don't want to
19.
use the one that killed
You get
Marishka?
the sense that the
Oh, here
shrines
they are.
that you recognized also recognized you. And
Dang.
your prayer elicited a response from the intended and unintended object of your
Okay,
prayer.
and I assume which is which. Okay.
Yep.
I will make this face, and I'll turn towards the Devourer's altar and back away out of the temple.
Okay. Vex backs out and rejoins the rest of the party as Celine has fitted herself with a new set of breastplate armor. Hugo has fitted himself with a new set of leather armor. And are you staying the night here, or are you continuing
We're not
onward?
rich enough for that.
Is it nighttime?
It is about what would be considered midday after your 5 or 6 hour trek and then hour climb. So you are kind of nearing the end of your travel cycle of 8 hours of travel, but it hasn't been fully exhausted. And
You know how we can fully exhaust it? Glass side!
So wait, let me. You want to slide down,
Yes!
rest at the base, walk our asses back up here the next morning,
Uh-huh.
and then walk back downstairs.
Uh-huh. No, slide.
No,
So what
no,
I'm
no, no,
proposing...
no. I mean, we have to walk downstairs to go in.
Yes. So I'm proposing slide,
Yep.
right? Maybe again today, run back up the stairs, slide again today. Then we camp. Then we go all the way back up, and then we go down.
The next day.
The next day.
I'm going to descend today, so
So we have about an hour until issues occur.
what?
If he's asking us if we're sleeping, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's
Is-
midday.
Okay, so then we can go and we aren't going to have any issues. So why are you asking if we're sleeping here?
who are you asking this question?
DMU.
Okay, you're asking in Hasheen's voice. So
Yeah, I know.
I'm just asking what you guys are doing. So
So if it's
We were trying to assess if we're gonna get like exhaustion if we keep going now. If
We're
it's
gonna-
about to
if
be
it's
nighttime.
midday, you ask.
you still have travel time, so to
Okay.
speak, before exhaustion would set in.
Okay.
How
I'm
much
like,
travel time?
about 2 hours if he's
Couple
saying
hours.
we have an 8-hour travel, which is then my question.
Yeah.
So it's not midday.
It
Yeah,
is
it's,
midday.
It's about midday. Or you started off around 5 in the morning, and in a
Oh, for God
30-hour day, it's approaching like hour 13, 14, but you have a few more hours before you would.
Like, how far down we gotta go? Do we know?
You cannot see the bottom.
Yeah, he said it was pretty deep.
You knew it was an hour up.
I vote we slide down and we make camp.
We can't see the bottom, right?
1, 2, 3,
Nope.
4.
As you all
Man,
kind of
can't do
stand,
it.
Zonos watches you all kind of peer out in a very kind of Grand Canyon-esque type of display of majesty, except whereas you could see the bottom in that particular geologic formation, there is nothing here but darkness.
Is there a time of day better to enter the temple? Like, is it better to enter it at night? Is it better to enter it in the morning? Is it better to enter, you know what I mean?
And how long are people usually down there?
And do you have any children?
That too, for some reason.
I have no children.
I just thought we were asking a lot of questions.
I say we just head on down and we'll make, if we have to sleep at the bottom, we'll sleep at the bottom.
Let's just hear what he has to say to the questions we asked there. But I agree with you. But
You may not sleep.
okay.
Our
That's
attendant down there will not permit it.
Okay, so that's off the table.
Because we're gonna get attacked? Who's your attendant?
It might be disrespectful.
Because the inn is for sleeping.
Otherwise, people would just loiter.
It's a money trap.
Anyways, when's the best time to enter it?
Whenever you desire.
How long does it take?
Depends on how fit you are. Most can do it, and if they're in good shape, a couple hours.
Oh. All right. I think the answer here is we make camp, we wake up, we do it in the morning.
Then we'll have to pay for the inn.
No.
No, we
We
slide.
go
you
sleep at the base.
Let me slide down this mountain. I need to
We
break
can't
a leg.
see the bottom. I don't want to slide down
the other
into
side.
blackness. Oh,
Yeah, not in, out.
that's what
Yeah,
I.
we
okay.
just slide into the cavern.
Well, that's why I was like,
Avoid the stairs entirely. You want to slide?
I'll probably break my leg, but it'll be worth it.
It'll magically heal.
Ray, do you mind if I borrow 100 gold?
Sure.
Thanks. I go to the inn. And I rent a room for the night,
You have a bed.
and then I start going down. Let's go!
Wait, you rented
What?
a room, and
Yeah.
now you're going down the stairs for the pilgrimage or for the slide.
Yeah. When I'm tired, I'll come back up and go to sleep. Go back down in the morning. I've got
So
half of it explored, and we're good.
Okay,
So-
that works for you. So you can go do that.
So you have a room.
Aren't you coming?
No.
Why would we go back down to the place where we keep getting attacked by fire beasts?
Because
As opposed to getting exhausted. On a 15-hour day, which still doesn't make sense to me, but go ahead.
Who knows what's down there?
30-hour day.
Right, but it's only never mind.
I know what you're saying. So what are you guys doing?
Fine, I'll wait. What are you doing?
I don't care. This shouldn't be this hard a decision.
No.
It should not-
You shouldn't even be thinking about exhaustion right now.
Let's just
We
go.
just
I
had a long
think we
rest.
should just do the pilgrimage now. Every minute that we waste
Yeah.
is a minute that the city is in whatever condition and whatever powers that be are leveraging against one another, potentially getting footholds. I
Okay,
understand wanting to have fun,
Let's
but
go
this
get
is a little bit
exhausted.
important.
let's do it.
You think it would take that long?
Yes, he just said so. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, we were traveling for like 6 hours this morning.
If you're comfortable parting with them,
All
money,
right.
I have no problem doing
Let's
this.
just go. Let's go.
Can we like these stairs? Like, can we look over the edge and like see landings down so far and
Yes,
such
There are
fun?
some landings, yeah.
All right, so Hugo just says, "Why don't you guys just all jump?"
Really?
And he'll cast Feather Fall, and you guys can fall 600 feet.
No, I have some weird feeling about
I don't
this.
think that works because
You
it's
know
the
you've gone
pilgrimage
up.
down.
You've gone up higher than 600 feet on the Caldera.
Right, that's why I
so
said you
far.
said there's landings that we can see. We can judge what 600 feet is, ish. We'll go for 500. We'll aim for 500 feet. That way we have a
Well,
little buffer.
It seems like
I got
maybe
it too,
the way
so-
down, though,
I have
the
to
way
pull my
down
book out
might
and read
have
it while
some
Significance?
hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ray, you can
think
jump.
you're
I'm just
correct.
gonna start walking.
I'm starting to walk. I don't want to disrespect this place.
I understand your point, but I feel like
we
we're.
can get down there much faster.
I feel like we might miss some important stuff along
I
the way.
also-
It's called a pilgrimage.
I also
so-
worry
I don't
that
wanna
it's
miss any
considered
important stuff.
disrespectful, Hugo, to the process. And if they have attendants that are overseeing it, who aren't going to let you sleep, why
I don't
would
want
they
to
let
sleep
someone do that?
anyway. Let's die. Come on.
Christine,
I'm going to die.
you're not going to die.
No, I
on
mean
your
everyone
birthday.
will die one day.
Well, that's fair.
True.
That's fair.
I will keep protection
That
from
is
evil
not
and good.
true.
Some people come back after a 250-year wait.
More than that. Everyone will die. Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Dot. Not
It's
that
like-
way.
You may not jump over the rail.
Hugo's got like 1 foot on it.
Stick to the stairs.
All right, let's
Alright.
go.
That's
I
good.
start walking with Hasheen and Celine.
All right. As you continue,
Nice thought, though, Hugo. I like it. Because I hate stairs.
I need everyone to roll an athletics check.
I hope I trip.
I'm probably going to, with the way I've been rolling.
Oh boy.
8.
14.
8.
Yep.
Okay. 14.
9.
9.
19.
19.
17.
17.
19.
19.
Hold on.
We missed the first step,
19.
me and you.
19.
All right.
Lots of 19s.
So 3 of you rolled below a 10. What was that? Or 2 of you did. Hugo and Hasheen. Hugo and Hasheen. The stairs are monotonous and difficult, and your joints begin to ache and burn
I feel like an old man.
as you go down. You feel, as you move, the weight of exhaustion closing in. As you move,
100 gold per day.
there's long switchback stairs as you go. And not too long into your travel down, you see several murals painted onto the sheening side of this caldera of Mukfat in combat. There are many such murals. Some of them are in large-scale battles with a number of kind of ambiguous figures around, just showing his general superiority in the midst of masses. But others are very particularized and detailed. Anyone who cares, I need you to roll investigation checks for any specific details you might be...
Crit.
20.
I was going to help Hugo by casting a light cantrip so he could see better.
Celine begins to rub Hugo's back again.
Scribe to
Like
this.
it.
That's not happening.
23.
Oh, a little lower.
What were we rolling?
17.
Investigation.
Why not? Yep, I'm not good at that.
2.
24.
Okay.
23.
And 3.
I
All right.
do.
Investigation.
Yeah, you rolled crit, you said. Okay.
I don't think I rolled a single crit.
So, the first that catches your eye, Hasheen, is Mukfat fighting a massive black dragon in a swampy area that is being ridden by an elf with dark skin.
Okay. Hello, Morthos.
Ray, you see that Mukfat fought and slew many types of giants, including storm giants.
Oh.
But only a few of the murals depict that combat. The majority are fire giants.
Do I recognize the pictures from any of like the history that I've grown up with?
Roll a history check.
16.
16. One of the depictions vaguely reminds you of the exploits of Daivad, but it's,
Wrong.
yeah, it's different. Because in that one, Mukfat is slain. And in this mural, you see that he is slain. But that's where Daivod's victory ends. The mural here continues and shows, with a flash of light around the slain body, Mukfat returning and continuing to defeat the storm giants.
I'm gonna lower my voice a bit. He is not a good guy, guys. Those are storm giants up there.
Maybe they deserved it.
They did not. Storm giants are the best. Literally.
Please hold up on the blasphemy in this place.
That's why I'm whispering.
You think? Well, okay.
Hugo and Vex. The murals themselves don't necessarily seem to catch your attention, but there is a transition that you notice. In the early murals, where Mukfat is depicted as a kind of a young, virile Mara genie, there's no beard that he has. And he is fighting and victorious in every one, though he never dies. And then there is a distinct change where he begins to be depicted with a watery beard, and rather than fighting with various different weapons and all manner of different magic, in particular water magic, some show him with summoning ice, summoning a tidal wave, or explosions of watery aquatic power. Some of them slaying other Ifrit. And there are depictions of the eyes of the Sultan watching from a distance, angry at the slain Ifrit about. The murals change with this beard, and he is now in every single mural from there wielding a massive bronze sword with a swirling purplish, bluish, blackish gem adorning the hilt. From this point on, it does show him dying in several of the murals. But every time, with the same flash of light and a continued fight towards victorious triumph. There are depictions of him slaying not just Ifrit, but Dao, the earth genies, and even Korash. You know Hugo as ice genies.
Ice genies.
And Jean, the kind of amalgamous
His neighbor, John.
Jann.
Jonathan.
I don't like that Jonathan guy.
These are weaker genies that draw their powers from all of the elements and are not strong in one, but are kind of attuned to all of them. You see him slaying monsters of various types. Werewolves, hags, and others.
Do any of the hags look familiar?
Not with your perception roll. Finally, after several hours, I need all of you to roll another athletics check. This is about 2 hours in. You're now approaching the bottom, and you don't see the bottom, but you begin to hear the sound of rustling.
Oh.
What'd you all roll?
14.
14?
7.
7?
28.
28?
11.
11,
15.
15,
21.
21. All right. Cacophony, you feel the weight of just the length of this day beginning to press in the exhaustion. You're not there yet. Hugo and Hashin, you could stave it off, although it is pressing in. The rest of you are doing fine. What'd you roll, Celine?
You already said it. 11.
Oh yeah, you too are
No!
feeling the weight pressing in.
I'm not used to wearing armor.
But it begins to, yeah, so exactly, you're not used to wearing armor. These pictures are beautiful. They're expertly crafted. Clearly these monks have taken time to depict this story. And you arrive at what seems to be a series of kind of concluding murals of a particular battle. And this set of murals begins with two fiery eyes looking angrily at Mukfat. These eyes, you know, consistently represent the Sultan in all of these murals and are a common image of his throughout the city of Brass.
I've seen them.
There is a mural then where the eyes are fixed on a humanoid man with black hair and armor, wielding a book in one hand and a long katana-like sword in the other. The sword is detailed, studded with several gems, the hilt gleaming of gold and platinum, an aura emanating from the blade. As the mural continues, there is a great battle that ensues between the man and Mukfat. And there's great detail of the sequence of events. There are tremendous spells of magic deployed by both of these individuals. Until ultimately, Mukfat is felled by the human. This is not uncommon. He has died in other depictions. The mural shows Mukfat's headless body decapitated and left behind. His bronze sword stabbed through his own heart. But there is no mural showing a light and a return. The final mural shows a massive sarcophagus with Mukfat's body laid within. The bronze sword with the swirling gem placed in his hands, and the two ominous eyes of the Sultan peering over the tomb, with an empty black maw of a smile beneath.
You said he was decapitated in the mural?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With his own sword shoved through his heart.
Mm-hmm. So,
As you continue on, I need your final athletics check.
Crit.
Okay,
Also
Hugo's okay.
crit.
Hashin's okay.
14.
22.
I got 15.
Celine?
That would be a
Exhausted.
7.
7. Celine, you are exhausted.
Yep.
Cacophony, you rolled a 14?
Yep.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Roll high. Maybe use an advantage.
I'm going to use an advantage.
Never mind.
16.
16 succeeds. You are not exhausted. By way of reminder, exhaustion means that you have disadvantage on all ability checks at the first level of exhaustion. So disadvantage on ability checks. You continue down, and there are no more murals of Mukfat. However, I need everyone to roll one more perception check. This is an important one.
Great. Crit fail.
18.
I'm just gonna
Holy
this one out.
crits, Adam.
Oh, it was a 19, but I'll take it.
Oh, still.
That gives
20.
me a 28.
16.
I think all my luck goes to Darlin, to be honest with you.
24.
Yeah.
Anyone who rolled below a 20, you see other colors, but it's the light that Celine has cast to give you all vision
Blinding me.
seems to fade out the color. It's harder to see as these murals further down to the bottom. There are murals, but they're not new. They're very, very faded. And they seem old. Like they've been here a long time. And you get the sense from a 15 to a 19 that the murals above kind of continued the set of murals that are below. Almost co-opting this memory that this place contains and converting it to one of Mukfat. Those who rolled over a 20 recognize a depiction of the city of brass being built
Wow.
by Ifrit and the Sultan. The Sultan is yet still depicted with two fiery eyes, but there is an outline of a figure shrouded in fire that seems to be overseeing from a distance with the eyes at the center. Think Sauron when he's kind of, his presence is being manifest in the singular eye, except two eyes, and then kind of a fiery shape and form. Hugo, you are also able to make out as you near the bottom, and the sound of water is clearly heard by you all, that there is another depiction of the city of brass being built, even more faded and very difficult to make out, by non-Ifrit beings of a bluish white color. You rolled a 28.
28.
Just within view of the light, you recognize that the creation of the city of brass is part of a larger mural that extends out, where a war is being fought by massive elementals and larger-than-life beings of immense scope and size, and aiding the larger-than-life beings are the same bluish-white humanoids that are constructing the city. You rolled a total of 28.
28.
You did not do that.
No.
The final bit of information is retained.
I crit failed anyway.
You arrive at the base in a well-lit stone room as the stairs split into two staircases. You arrive with 4 sconces magically lit at the bottom, a golden gated door that you can see through has a set of stairs on the other side with 4 pedestals lined up. In front of the gate, you see an attendant in the monkish garb. It is another water genasi with long, kind of graying white hair. The green has faded to almost a white. This one has some age and is kind of sitting, eyes closed in meditation. On the opposite side, there is a window that looks out over a very ancient, what looks to be almost like a mezzanine below, several feet down, maybe 30 feet down, with ancient kind of glazed design into it. The narrow slit of the window does not really give you much berth into the right and left of this space. But you do see at the end of the mezzanine 2 very large magical bonfires and a small kind of walkway that leads out into the lapping waters of the bottom of this caldera. And there in the center, you see a massive sarcophagus, exactly like that depicted in the murals. And in the center of the sarcophagus is a open window into it, where you see the head of Mukfat the Blind with its eyes closed. The window cuts off at about his chin.
Wow.
And further down the sarcophagus, again, a long window in the top of the sarcophagus that shows the hands of Mukfat laid over the massive bronze sword depicted in the murals, and humming and glowing with power is the bluish purple stone that catches all of your eye.
Does my ring react to it?
It does. And that is where we will pick up.
We're gonna have to
our
freaking steal the
session
damn stone.
next week.
At least we have her.
We can blame Cacophony.
That's my sleight of hand.
Why can't we ever just make a request like at museums for study?
Hey, can I have the Declaration of
I
Independence,
was
please?
just about to say, we're about to Nicolas Cage this.
Prometheus, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. We certainly appreciate all the follows and the subs. We're going to do our second giveaway for the evening. I think we are 65 new subs away from the dragon-ish. And who won the last set of dice?
Baboon somebody?
Okay. Did they let us know what they won, if they won a gift card or a dice?
No, I said to message you.
Okay. I have not received any messages. Therefore, whoever wins this giveaway will get their choice of either set of dice.
Baboonski.
Baboonski, if you're still on, please let us know what you'd like. If you don't want dice, you can instead elect to receive a $5 gift card to $10 gift card. Well, depending on if Baboonski chooses that, Well, no. If you win, you get the choice because you speak up first. A $10 gift card, or the set of dice. So, if you would like your chance to win one of those giveaway items, thank you for the follow, Chris Jennings. You can type into the chat !lore, L-O-R-E, !lore for your chance to win either the dice or the gift card. Stick around. We're going to do that drawing. You do need to get us the information so we can get you your stuff. So if you win and then don't get us the information, obviously that is a problem. But !lore for your chance to win the dice or the gift card. We appreciate all of you so much for being here and watching us play this fun game, tell our stories, weave our tales, and hope you come back next Tuesday night, starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, when we continue to loot, die, and repeat. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Cheers.